And welcome in everybody to CTN Ann Arbor's Game of the Week. We're at Riverbank Stadium here. We've got the Huron Riverettes hosting the visiting Skyline Eagles. I'm Nick Wisniewski. With me, as always, I'm so lucky to have next to me Kevin Bryant. Kevin, what are we in for today?
Hey, what's going on, Nick? Football. It's that middle season game, you know, between teams that are looking towards the postseason. For the Eagles, they really have a shot for the postseason. If they can win out, you know, finish off stuff here and go down and play Bedford next week. Good shot of, you know, gaining momentum to hopefully try to get a playoff appearance for Coach Andrew Sorgitz and his bunch. For the Riverettes, last time we saw them, they were facing off against the Pioneers, and they really, you know, they came out with some anticipation that we were going to see a different type of style. We were thrilled the way they played, but, you know, Huron really has to put 4 quarters together, Nick, and after that, then they can start talking about our first win.
Yeah, you mentioned that it's building blocks for the Riverettes here. And we're underway with the kickoff there. Rats receive, try to cut it up the middle, just barely missed that last tackle there for the Eagles. And the Riverettes will start their scrimmage at about the 40-yard line.
And that was Abraham Joseph right there, and you can see that we have a slick surface out there. We actually even have a little bit of condensation on some of our cameras. A little bit of a rain that came through early before the game started, Nick. It looks like it's not coming down too hard, but the players are definitely going to have ball security on their mind tonight.
Yeah, most definitely. You got to think that both squads will try to be keeping the ball, obviously, like you said, keeping their hands on the balls, make sure that they keep that as safe as possible, but probably not a lot of throwing around here tonight. You see the snap there, and there it is, quick handoff, just straight up the middle, right into a couple of Eagles tacklers.
It looks like Ka is the quarterback, Asani Ka for the Rats, number 2, and actually number 6 is going to be Brandon Riles. He's going to see some time under center as well, too.
Yeah, we saw Ka a couple of weeks ago in that Pioneer matchup, and he looked really good. He looked confident. You know, he definitely was zoned into Abraham Joseph an awful lot.
Yeah,
so we'll see
he's
if
the
that keeps
big
up.
play guy. Joseph is a person, you saw him on the kick return. They need to get the ball in his hands.
And there's Rawls as advertised right there. Maybe a little bit more of a dual threat there. Direct snap, and he just kind of moved. Tried to get outside, couldn't quite get outside that line there for the Eagles.
And for Coach Smith, he's dealing with not a full roster because of some of the post-game antics by some of the players at that Pioneer game, not on the roster any longer. So we didn't see Rawls under center under that Pioneer game. So, yeah, we probably will see a little bit more of the run-pass or run action out of him when he's under center.
And that'll make their offense a little more versatile with Rawls in there as well. Here we go, 3rd and 9 from the 41-yard line for the Riverettes. Little pistol formation there. Caught with a quick handoff right there.
Yeah, he's short. Oh, Henry's down.
Just a little bit short there.
And it looks like there might be an injured player on the field. On the tackle there was Anthony Henry, one of the D-backs. It looks like he came up and still on the ground there, Nick. Well, after a good kickoff for the Riverettes, unfortunate that they weren't able to pick up a first down with that good field position, you know what I mean?
Well, again, with that first drive, what they're going to try to do is establish the run, obviously, and here we'll see that last opportunity on that 3rd and 9 chance. You see that cut right up. It looks like Henry went a little bit low on him. He went low. He might have got a little bit of a knee to the shoulder or head there on that one.
Right on that side, the right-hand side, it was 78, Alex Dorr, and did a great job opening up a hole over there on that right side. Good running room. Definitely hope to see this young man get up and okay, because he's not moving around too much down there.
You'll see that one in slow motion one more time. You see the handoff. There he is coming in. Yeah, again, he
it's poor technique, too.
Yeah.
You got to have your head up when you're coming up and tackling. That's how you injure yourself, Nick.
And he didn't seem to have coming head on either.
Yeah.
He seemed to be at a little bit of a side angle as well, also a problem.
Maybe even losing his balance there was getting in there. But you saw his head was totally looking at the ground, and his shoulder and neck kind of went into the player. That's a great way of injuring yourself if you don't see what you're going to hit.
And Anthony Henry up now. Coach Andy Sorgitz there walking him off. Might have just a little bit of a stinger in the neck, like you mentioned. That's a great call. So hopefully that young man is all right and he'll live to fight another day. We'll probably see him. But they're obviously going to go take a closer look at him, make sure that he didn't get his bell rung too hard and that everything else is all right. And again, hopefully we'll see that young man soon. And in the meantime, we got 4th and 3 here. The Rats look like they're going to be going for it here on this one, maybe. Or max protect regardless. And sure enough, calls out to the outside, tries to make a move back inside, cuts back in. Eagles were not ready for that one at all.
We got attacked the line of scrimmage.
He ends up getting to the 40-yard line, and that is a big, big play for the River Rats right there.
Well, huge call. I mean, quarterback keeper, and really good job of opening up a hole again on that left side of the line.
Just a monster hole, absolutely. And here we go. The Rats are going to stay in a hurry-up type offense right now. Rawls staying in there, directing traffic. Snap to him, going outside up top to your screen right there. Turns the corner. Turns the corner, gets pushed out of bounds. About the 36.
This looks like the 4th down call here. And you see that hole right there identified and burst through by Rawls.
The burst, that's a great word for it. He's got a really good first step out of there. And yeah, the Eagles are going to have a hard time wrapping him up. All the more so, like you said, because it is pretty slick down there.
And it wasn't deja vu, folks. It looks like the River Rats called the exact same play on 1st down.
Here we go on 2nd and 6. High snap. Does knock it down at least. Covered there by the halfback. Fortunately, Johnny on the spot right there.
Yeah, good job of putting a paw up there in the air and swatting that ball down and taking some of the steam off of it. We're talking about ball security in these wet conditions. We didn't mention the center, Nick.
No, you're right. I mean, again, that just kind of came up awfully high. Rawls got his hands on it, but dropped to the halfback there, and the halfback wisely doesn't try to scoop and score, doesn't try to be a hero, just falls right on it, takes his medicine, and now they're at 3rd and 12 from their own 42. Another handoff there, tries to go inside. Skyline D-line was not having that one once again.
That's a real challenging call too, because of out of a shotgun snap, the quarterback is exchanging the ball right over, handing off to a running back right away, right after a fumbled snap. You're playing with poison out there, Coach Smith.
No, you're right on though, because when you do have that pistol or shotgun formation, you hand it off. It's got to be a bang play like that.
And you didn't have any type of momentum out of the running back too in the slick conditions, so maybe. Put that one in the back pocket for later on.
Maybe for a little
dry
bit
game.
Here we go. Another 4th down opportunity for the River Rats. 4th and 9 now. Let's see. Steps outside. He's harassed though. That ball skips just a little bit off to the outside of his receiver.
Twin.
Looked like Rawls had a man there. The ball was just thrown a little bit behind him. Good job of turning his shoulders and squaring up to the line of scrimmage. Check a look here, Nick, as he turns around. He's going to take this right pivot, step it down. You see his shoulders right where he's throwing the ball, just a little bit behind him.
Then you did have Dylan Hughes there for the
open.
Eagles coming for him. Yeah, no, you're right. Nonetheless, that's turnover on downs for the River Rats, and here we'll have Skyline in their first series on the offensive end of things, starting at their own 39-yard line. Quick handoff to number 2, bounces away and cuts right back up the middle. Gets about back to the line of scrimmage there. That could have been a 3 or 4-yard loss, but slick spin away right there and falls forward to roughly the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, as soon as that hole opened up, it closed fast.
That was Solomon Putton on the handoff there.
And the Rats are coming out here playing man coverage. We saw a lot of that in their last game. And they have to get a good job of jamming the receivers off the line of scrimmage.
Well, the River Rats definitely do have a lot of talent at their skill positions. We see a lot of speed from their defensive backs, and you know, we talked about their defensive line as well. Their defensive line played really well against Pioneer last year. They got a lot of pressure on the quarterback. They were constantly harassing them. It's just a matter of actually getting through and getting down to them.
Oh, and they have to execute and stay and do your own assignment. Don't try to overplay the play. That's when you put your defense at a disadvantage, really, Nick. And these guys are really doing a good job under second-year Coach Smith of really knowing their assignments.
And here we see Skyline scrimmaging now from the 34-yard line.
Looks like a
Pipkins takes it and goes immediately. Quarterback option minus the option. Gets about to the 35-yard line.
And right now in this early series, you can see that the Eagles defense, our offensive line, isn't doing anything. Let's take a look at this replay here. You can see the defensive line is really getting in the backfield for the Eagles right there. No running room for Pipkins.
Pipkins running for his life right from the get-go, right? You're right. I mean, he had no choice but to go near side. And we'll see what happens here next on 3rd and 15 from the 34-yard line.
Rats really have their defense tight.
High snap to Pipkins, goes up the other way. Oh, wrapped up by 2 River Rat defenders and brought down. No time for Pipkins on that one. Rats just slid right through that offensive line and were all over Pipkins. Great job by the River Rats playing defensively there.
Well, you definitely got to believe that the offensive coordinator, Buchanan, is going to be speaking to the offensive line of the Eagles. They're letting all kinds of holes go through there. And you can see the blitzing linebacker coming in, number 35, for the River Rats making the tackle.
Yeah, just slid right through there. It seemed almost barely untouched and breezed on the shoulder, if nothing else.
Well, it's poor communication by the offensive line.
And there's the punt away about to midfield area. Takes a River Rat bounce, but Rats smartly stay away from it. Skyline touches up at about the 50-yard line here for the Rats.
Now watch 35, the middle linebacker, coming in right through the gut there, and nobody identified him, Nick.
I mean, he's seeing holes from the offensive side, and he's seeing holes from the defensive side. So good for that young man. Just clear green all the way in front of him.
As a former offensive lineman for the Eagles, you know Coach Sorgis is on some folks right now.
All right, Rats with their second possession here, starting from the 49-yard line. Handoff inside, dive play. Makes the first man miss, but eventually those Eagles wrap him up, bring him down about the line of scrimmage.
And Coach Andrew Sorgis, I meant to say EMU Eagles. You know, you got to clarify, because if he's already coaching and he played here, he'd be a young coach, Nick.
He's a tough young guy. It's funny to see him out before the game. He's always working with his linemen, yelling. He's got just a glorious beard to take a look at if you catch him on the sideline.
His great demeanor, too. You see him at a lot of the other athletic events over at Skyline. Very big supporter of all of the teams there.
And here we go, 2nd and 10 for the River Rats.
So guys, you got that first play?
Rolls out to the right side, just barely slips by his running back's hands right there.
Another good ball there, though.
It was a bit shaky again. You know, it's still a little rainy, still a little bit cold out there.
No, but look, check out where he puts the ball. Is this a catchable ball to you?
I would say, yeah, it went right through his fingers.
Both hands.
Yeah.
And well, wow.
And the ball's still just bouncing around over there, pinball style, right? No pinball wizards on that sideline. Third and 10 now. See what the Rats dial up.
Well, both times on the rollout, you see the quarterback going to his right side. Easier throw for a right-handed quarterback.
There's a handoff there to Ka right there. Makes the first man miss. Eagles swarm him to bring him down about the 45-yard line, 45, 46-yard line there.
Yeah, and that run there by, looks like that was Hill.
Oh, sorry, yep,
Trey Hill,
number 3.
And, nothing on the outside there, and that's a tough call. And now we're going to see a field possession play here from the River Rats on the punt.
They are setting up like they're going to punt, but we'll see.
And again, you got to be aware of the snap. Make sure that you secure it if you're the River Rats.
Yeah, I don't think it really behooves the River Rats to go for it in this or do any sort of fake situation. Received nicely. Quality kick away. You got number 11, makes first man miss, cuts right back inside. Nice move there by number 11.
Oh, yeah!
Eventually to be brought down by the Rats.
Hey, yeah, we want that play. It's black.
Jordan Wilson, though, makes that great play on the run. Full head of steam as soon as he's got that one. Goes up the middle, makes a couple of men miss. And Eagles are in business now.
Well, it's a great job of securing the ball and caught it with his momentum heading directly to that all the defenders coming at you. And as an offensive player on a slick track, you know where you're going. Defense has to react. Watch this cut. Whoopsie daisy. He just dropped some ankles right there.
It's fortunate that number 9 for the Rats slowed him down a bit. If he doesn't get his hands on him and slow him down, he could have been to go to the house.
He looks like he was trying to hit Fuller Road.
Pipkin's back ready to receive that from the shotgun again. Handoff. Player gets outside. Cutting in, works around one man, cuts back inside a little bit. Grabs about 9 or 10 yards on that first handoff play.
Yeah, good blocking on the outside there by the wideout. You can see him. I believe that was number 1. He was going downfield and just causing, not pancaking somebody, Nick, but getting your body in the way of the defender and allowing the runner to juke around you. Watch this. Took number 4 right out of the play.
Slick move coming right back inside, just like you said. You're right. And that one did move the chains, so we got 1st and 10 on the 27-yard line here for the Eagles.
16.
Got Pipkin moving his man around right there. Gets Solomon Putton off to his right. Pipkin will follow him. However, that offensive line breaks down almost immediately again. Nowhere to go for Pipkin. As soon as he puts his head up, he's got 3 Rats right in front of him.
Well, it kind of looked like the Rats knew what was coming after the shift of the offense there. You saw that the linebacker kind of sneaks up and get inside there. They've seen that play a couple times. We can see number 35 come over, and he's going to be the one that's coming in and finishing off here.
Well, more than anything, that right tackle block up front.
Set
Yeah,
that
exactly.
edge.
Exactly. As soon as that one fell apart, it was game over for that run. Here we go, 2nd and 16. Quick handoff there. Makes 1 man miss, 2 man miss, but again, he's just running into a pile of Rats. There's not a whole lot that Putton can do there.
Yeah, Solomon Putton was making a lot of moves, tight space, but there's just too many Rats in the vicinity there.
Yeah, he's shown already a nice affinity for making people miss, for being a tough guy to wrap up, but also he keeps running into 4 or 5 different players. It's difficult to stay on that. In a fast-moving first quarter, we got 2:25 here to go.
Again, River Rats are playing high-risk, high-reward defense with their right up on them on the edge, the corners.
And here Pipkin takes it back and launches one out to his wideout, making that move on the outside. Did he bring it down?
Yeah! Good job, Brian.
That is a catch.
Nice
That's a catch by
flag,
Brian Skurlock. Great catch looking back over his shoulder to bring that down.
Well,
That's our first deep threat, deep pass of the day right now, Kevin. Let's see this one again.
Well, you can see Pipkins, he really put it in a great window there for the receiver. Dropped it right in, and he really tracked the ball well. You saw him had it adjust in the air. Good job there.
And here we go from the 5-yard line. 1st and goal for the Skyline Eagles.
And we're just mentioning, Nick, how the defense of the River Rats, they're playing man across the board. One move, and on a slick surface, it's easy to juke your man. That's how that play came about.
Completely true. Hand off to Putton right there. No go. No, you're right, Kevin. With the River Rats playing so close all the way up the field, it's less of an issue when they get down into this goal line situation. They're already playing to their comfort level right now.
And you see the quarterback there, he immediately identified who he was going to. The outside receiver, he runs a shorter route, opened up that flag route right to the pylon where the ball was tossed.
You got 2 wide outs up top. Tried to bootleg outside away from that. But again, River Rats not biting on that at all. That bootleg didn't even get a chance. He didn't even get a chance to curl away.
No, coming up in there was Mike Davis and outside linebacker. Again, it's the edge of the Eagles' offensive line that has to shore up this, swarming defense right now for the Rats. Putting in, making that sideline of the River Rats put their hands together.
And the clock continues to wind down. 30 seconds left to go here in this first quarter. Now we've got 3rd and goal from the 15-yard line. See if they go for a toss or if there's any more running. Pipkin back, off his back foot, launches one into the end zone, up high. Did he get it?
No.
No go.
That was a jump ball, man. That right there, that quarterback really should have thrown that ball away. Trying to put it into that window. That was tight, Nick.
Well, and Pipkin never seemed like he had his footing properly for that. It seemed like he was kind of falling away, tossing that in there.
Well, when you look at the replay here, if we can see that underneath you had a guy that was streaking to the left that may have been open. But this ball is hanging in the air so long it allowed the defender to get back there and to bat it away. And that's looks like that was Joseph for the Rats.
Yeah, he was dialed into that wide out the whole way. I don't think he was even looking at anybody else or caring about anybody else. I think that was dialed up for that wide out, and that was just where they were going. And here we'll see a field goal attempt from the 15-yard line for the Eagles. Snap is down. Lefty southpaw kick. Doinked it off the crossbar.
Man, that was a good boot, too. He had a lot of leg there.
He did. He sure did. He seemed like he was looked
that was
straight
like,
into
what,
it.
Maybe it was on the 23, maybe a 33, 34-yard kick.
He took a little short step right before he got to it. And I think I wonder if he lost his footing. He was just unsure of what was going on out there. And I think that might have been the difference in that foot or two to the right.
I'm agreeing with you on that footing. I mean, smartly so, though, right? You don't want to go up there and pull a Charlie Brown.
That's exactly right. There's nothing worse than going out there and sliding and missing the whole thing. Completely right. Completely
time,
right.
Chuck.
No, you're not living that one down. 10 seconds to go here as the River Rats start their scrimmage here from the 20-yard line. Handoff inside. Pick of about 3 or 4 yards there, and that's probably going to bring an end to this first quarter of action here in CTN's Game of the Week, as both squads will go off to the sidelines and switch things up. Please stick around. We'll be back with second quarter action in CTN's Game of the Week.
I'm Dana Denta, host of FYI, and you can tune in Monday through Friday at 10, 6, and 10, only on CTN.
We want everyone in Ann Arbor to be safe, which is why Ann Arbor has a law requiring drivers to be 5 feet while passing bicyclists, pedestrians, or wheelchairs traveling on the road. Most traffic lanes within the city are at least 10 feet wide, so give half a lane width of space for safety's sake. This is a good way to measure how much space is required. And if it isn't safe to pass, don't. Be cautious, be patient, and most of all, be safe.
And welcome back, everybody. Second quarter action here, getting going. River Rats getting us going right off the get-go. No scoring in that first quarter. Kevin, what would be the recap for that first quarter?
Well, it's kind of a little bit of an early match of I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. Not a really big plays on either side other than two. I would say the opening kickoff by the River Rats and that punt return on by the Eagles in the first half. That was the big plays that moved it. We did see some passing out of the Eagles, but I think that was a little bit more, Nick, of where the River Rats are playing defense. We saw in that last pass play the Rats dropped into a zone defense. So now maybe that's been identified in the press box for the River Rats that tight coverage is not doing us well right now.
No, I think you're right. Now that we've got a timeout there by, I believe, the River Rats, you know, as would be expected in a game like this, on an evening like this game's going to be won or lost in the trenches.
Won or lost in the trenches, and let's watch a turnover. I mean, because when you're out here and it's a slick surface, one mishandled ball, and that's a game right there. So, and right now to jump on your point too, in the trenches, you can see both squads. They have some deficiencies. You know, for the Eagles on the outside, we're not seeing a really strong protection, and for the River Rats, we're really not seeing any kind of sustained blocking to give the quarterback some time to develop. So you're right. Both offensive lines, they have to do a better job right now.
No, completely agree. It's worth mentioning, though, that the Rats have done a great job on their defensive line, though. They've really have broken through, you know, whether it's been, you know, missed blocks or not, but they've pushed some guys around in that Skyline offensive line, and they've really had some nice jobs getting in there. Let's see if they can do it from the offensive end as well. Drop back, throw right up the middle, just a little bit at his feet right there.
Yeah, it looked like the quarterback, Rawls, did not really step into that pass. You can see right now on the replay, kind of just, it didn't follow through enough, and it looked like the ball may have even gotten deflected.
And that was Asani Ka, I believe, that actually made that throw.
Was that Ka?
Yeah.
So there we go. We're switching up the QBs just like Project Smith was telling us that he was going to play two different quarterbacks. And we saw Ka throwing the ball very well when we were at that Pioneer game, too.
We surely did. And I think that's the idea, is they got Ka back there, and they were going to let him try to throw it. There's a little bit of a muff punt. Still stayed with it, though. Gets it away. Little side spinny type punt. Takes a monster bounce for the River Rats.
I tell you, Nick, if you have that play over again, the punter has his head down the entire time. If he looks up, nobody's coming in. He keeps the ball. He walks to a first down.
You might be right about that.
I mean, everybody was going back. You know why? That last punt return for the Eagles was so good. Let's go back there and get another block for our guy. We might pop him and have him go 6, right?
That's a great call. Yeah, a little bit of offensive success goes a long way.
Well, coaches like smart players, and sometimes you just got to think on the fly. And right there, if the punter was thinking on the fly, he might have gotten a new set of downs for his offense.
There you got Pipkin receiving that shotgun play, tosses to the man outside. Wrapped up immediately, though, by the River Rat defender. That was Brandon Rawls, I believe, that made that tackle.
And came up solid, right? The Rats are doing a good job of coming up and wrapping up. You're not seeing any kind of broken tackle. Well, we'll take that back. Putnam, the running back, he's shifty inside tight spaces, but when the Rats, they're coming up, they are tackling well. This is an open space tackle, too. See him attack that outside leg, come in, good technique, and had his head up.
Well, Jordan Wilson received that ball, but he kind of fumbled it a little bit there for a second, kind of sat on his forearm for just a moment, and that gave Rawls the opportunity to line him up, get it right at him. 2nd and 11 here for the Eagles. Pipkin in the shotgun. Receives the pass, looking downfield, sends it right up the middle. Oh, just misses his man. I believe that's Brian Skurlock. Dashing into the middle of the field. Only one man with him because, as you said, the Huron keeps playing this man-to-man defense.
And that time we saw some pressure coming again from the Rats. They brought a linebacker, an extra linebacker, and coming in from the inside again. I believe that was 35 again coming in and laying some wood. It had to be 36. Right.
And Pipkin didn't seem to have his feet under him as well again there. It seems like he's throwing off an awful lot, like falling away.
I want to watch his hands too, because he's fumbling around with the ball, getting it now. He has it good.
Nice job breaking away there.
This could be trouble.
Wide open field there. Makes another man miss. Trying to get to the outside there, looking for a block from his wide out there. Just didn't quite get the man.
Got a late flag, and I think that's going to be a sideline violation on the Eagles because it was thrown right in front of Coach Sorgitz as the and it looks like he's going to – is he going to call a warning on it?
Hey, let's go ace right. You want 14 or 13? What do you like?
They didn't wave to the sideline
No.
like it was a sideline violation. Official puts his flag in his pocket and didn't say anything.
99 full, let's go Brian.
So did it slip out of his hands? Regardless, here's Pipkin trying to make a way and then cuts right up the middle. I mean, again, that pocket collapsed almost immediately. And then he tries to go back outside, makes another man miss.
Gave him the stink leg.
If Pipkin can't get it done with his arm, he says, I'm just going to run it.
Well, and you've seen it time and time again tonight about the person with the ball. He's juking the defenders.
Here we go, 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Pipkin makes his man miss again, puts his head down,
A lot of room.
and he's going out to the outside once again with that man-to-man. Everybody's downfield, but wrapped up from behind. I believe that is Darren Moore that actually caught up with him and grabbed him from behind. He's the hero on that because there's not a lot of wrath between him and that end zone.
Yeah, and we were just talking about a couple plays ago how well the Rats have been tackling. Not the last 2 plays. A lot of missed tackles here, a lot of opportunity for the River Rats to make a sack, but great job by Pipkins. Look at these feet.
Well, I think that Pipkin's awareness right now has come along a little bit. You know, early on that first quarter, that pocket was collapsing, and he just let it collapse on him. Now he's stepping forward a little bit, like making some side moves to the outside, and then he sees a whole lot of green in front of him once he's made 1 or 2 of those players miss.
Well, if he's not going to get any help from his offensive line, he's going to have to take things in his own hands or his own feet. And there's another blitz right up the gut of the offensive line and getting right back there in a hurry. They're going to have to do something about this.
And rather than eating it, he still tried to get that one away. Dangerous play there, looking for
And we don't
Jordan
have
Wilson.
Yeah, don't have 35 on the roster, but he's definitely in a lot of the plays, right?
We've called his number more than anybody else, I think, so far
Wow.
tonight. Here we are at 2nd and 10 after that incomplete pass.
It's a real good chess match right now. Huron's putting so much pressure on. They're protecting their man defense.
Catches that. Little bubble screen pass there. Number 6 makes one man miss, and then once again got a lot of space in front of him with that man-to-man defense there. Eventually pushed out about the 19-yard line.
Yeah, coming up out of control really was a defensive back for the River Rats. You gotta break yourself down. Ran way too fast. Watch him come out of the play.
Real easy sidestep there for Kobe Clemens, and he's off to the races from there. Fortunate once again. Who was that again? Number 35 ends up pushing him out of bounds.
It's a solid drive here.
1st and 10 now from the 20-yard line for the Eagles.
This has been all Pipkins, too.
Yeah.
This entire drive. All him.
And they try to disrupt him a little bit, but once again steps up, moves forward, and then slammed to the ground.
Oh, if that's the NFL, that's about 8 flags, right?
Anymore, seems like.
It's touch when you're going after the quarterback in the NFL nowadays. Not like this.
No.
This old school football here, folks.
Pipkin once again does a nice job making that first man miss, getting away from him, then stepping up through the pocket.
Yeah, but when you get to a quarterback, this is what you do as a defender. You put him down.
Wrap him up, and knock him down. It's Christopher Stevens on the tackle there.
Quarterback has to keep his head up, though. When he's scrambling like that, it's difficult. But he has guys open downfield. If he can get his head up and look downfield with all this traffic in front of him.
And again, especially with all these blitzes. And there's that deep one down post into the corner, just over Jalen Cooper's head.
Cooper's got to track that ball a little bit better. He was slowing down. He looked up at it and started, tracking it. Run to where the ball's coming. Look up.
Yep.
Easy for me to say, but on this replay, because that's a real good ball. It was thrown to the outside, high. If he just runs, that's 6, baby.
It seems like he took a couple of long strides for no good, long, slow strides there for a second. You're right. Whether you're a wide out going to make that run play or a center fielder, get out there, be fast, and then you can always come back on it.
And another good play out of the QB. That was a good toss.
And we got 3rd and 11 here from the 21. Got to assume that the Eagles will dial up another pass play, but it's on Pipkin to see what opens up for him. And there's that toss up over to the left. Man goes up, got his hands on it, but couldn't quite bring it down.
Might be some tissue out there on the right side of the offensive line. Maybe a hold, I think.
Kenyatta Ewing there was the intended receiver. Had some nice ups and looked like he got at least one hand up on that. Pipkin dialed into him immediately. Tosses it. Looks a little more set than some of his more recent passes.
Well, you misplayed the ball there, but I still like the pass. It's high to the outside. He gave his offensive player a shot to catch that ball. Receivers got to help out the QB right now.
You're right, and Pipkin's got to be a little bit bummed out about that a couple of times now. Because you're right, he has made some quality tosses.
I still see a lot of flags being tossed and no kind of
Nothing
motion
happening.
out of these officials. They're not looking up. They're putting the flags back in their pocket like they're making mistakes.
And you know what? I'm okay with that. Less flags,
it's
the better.
all right.
Less flags, the better. Here we are, 4th and 11.
Well, at
Eagles
least
going
wave it
for
at
it.
me. Tell me you did something wrong, official.
One more toss to that sideline. There's his man tracking it down. Just couldn't quite get there. That ball's probably not catchable regardless for Brian Skurlock. Skurlock did seem to have a beat on it, though, but again, not catchable. There's Pipkin just a couple of steps back, ready to go. Timing play. 3-step drop and tosses it right there, just barely inside the end zone line. But once again, not in a catchable spot. There you see Coach Andy Sorget's probably a little disappointed with how that drive ended, considering how it started and how they moved that forward. But nonetheless, back to defense time.
So there was a call on the Rats here, and it was 4th down. I don't think it's going to be a call that's going to get them an automatic first down. There's only like 3 penalties in high school football to get you an automatic first down. This is going to be real close, though. And so you may want to come out and measure this, or this is just an easy quarterback sneak. Still didn't get a chance to see the call because the official was blocked when he was giving the motion up to the press box.
And you're right, they were at 4th and 11. Now we'll be at 4th and 1.
You know, Huron's been really strong right up the gut with the blitzing. And the Eagles are going to think about this one. It's one of those positions where hard count, quarterback sneak. You got a lot of plays right here that you can do. Get 1 yard, Nick.
Well, the quarterback sneak is a little interesting concept right now because I haven't seen Pipkins under center once, so that means they're shotgunning to him, and that's still 4 yards he's got to go forward. And the way that the River Rats D-line has been playing, there's no guarantee. So, I mean, if you're talking QB sneak, you got to put him under center, and again, we haven't seen that. We don't know if he even does that.
Yeah, that's ball security right there. You're going to fumble it, but it's not a lot to go, and either way, you're in a good position here to have Huron, if you don't make it on 4th down, go the entire field. Another thing you might see out of this timeout, Nick, we saw a great kick effort in the first quarter there, just right off the top of the post. So you may even see a 3.
Yeah, a lot of options for the Eagles here. We'll see what they come out and do. Seems to be their offensive unit out there currently. See Davion Pipkins out there. You got Anthony Henry probably about to line up next to him or behind him. Oh, here we go. He will be under center.
So I'm alert on the quarterback sneak.
You're alert on the hard count, too. There it is. Looking around, looking back to his coach. Time ticking down there for Pipkins. And there's somebody bid on it. Somebody bid on it.
Yeah, but I think that might have been on the offense there because the wideout came right across the line of scrimmage, and he was right in front of the linesman. Let's see who they call.
You know what? They might have got something inside. There's a flag inside.
Got the Huron players clapping, cheering.
You got maybe. Who's going to win this conference here? It's the senior official. I got the louder voice. I saw it first.
Still waiting for some sort of confirmation exactly what's going on here. There it is. There's the false start call. So that'll back the Eagles up another 5 yards. And
See if we
that
see
hard
anybody on
count.
the inside move. Yeah, the Huron player came in. Definitely 52 came into that neutral zone, but we couldn't see on the outside because I immediately saw 13 kind of jump. But who's to say that he wasn't moving because he saw the Huron guy?
Yep.
Yeah.
And now we'll have that field goal attempt.
So let's see if we can get this straight through because he had a good foot last time.
He did. He definitely did. Again, still a little slick out there, still a little wet, so you have to make sure that that ball gets snapped properly, received, turned, and laces out. And got Andrew Lafferty out there, kicks it, line drive, right through the uprights, and that's going to be a 3 spot for the Skyline Eagles. They'll take a quick lead, 3-0. And getting on the board first is huge, Kevin.
Especially in this game. I mean, because of all of the weather out here, I mean, points are huge.
And here we see that false start once again, a little bit of a wider view. Oh, yeah. Yes, indeed. Number 13 there, Kenyatta Ewing. He definitely jumped. He definitely went.
That's the last person that's supposed to jump. You're on the farthest away from it. You know that it's a hard count. He's going to be running on Monday. I'm going to just toss that out there because you can't jump when you're on the wide out.
Yeah, that's inexcusable for you. Again, someone so far away from the action.
Film session's not going to be fun for that young man. And look at, we got some good fans out there in the stands. The Eagles are out there supporting their boys.
That's right. It's Friday night. These guys are kids. They're out there. They're not like us up here being wimps up here in our long sleeve jackets and everything else.
Nah, they're young enough, though.
Exactly.
They can get sick.
Oh, yeah.
I get pneumonia.
Here we got that Eagles kickoff. High spinning kick. Spins right out of bounds.
Very patient by Joseph there, because if that ball sticks, yeah, 2 Eagles streaming down the field, man.
But we've seen, well, let's see that field goal once again. Nice boot under it, line drive, splits the uprights. Exactly what you need. Yeah. Solid kick.
In this kind of weather, not bad.
Hey, remember to throw your tailback.
And coming back from that initial kickoff, though, I mean, we've seen the ball. It's not end over end very much. We've seen a lot of the side spin. Yeah.
And that's one of those side spins that's difficult to read when you're coming up. Got one more. Is this a great hold, Nick? Watch these hands.
Oh, picks it up with the skip? Absolutely. Great job to receive that, get that, and get it down all in motion for his kicker. Beautifully done.
Kudos to our replay guy, Gage, for picking that out, man.
Gage Shaughnessy and Rob Cross down on the truck see these things. And we'll have a re-kick here for the Eagles. Pushed back solid 10 yards.
I was worried, though.
And off we go. Got that side spin kick once again. I'm not sure if the River had touched it or not.
Let's see. They are going to say touch.
The official says
no. He dropped the
official
flag.
says never got him. Threw it right down again. Again, the way that ball was coming off, and again the spin that's going off it, it's really tough to see if that's the case.
Let's see here.
That official is awfully close, though.
Slow it down and right under the CT. Oh, it kind of looked like it bounced right in front of him to the left,
right? In front of him, yeah. I don't think so. If it touched him, it would have been maybe his pinky finger, maybe. And
man, they're going backwards on
roll
these
back
kicks.
and do this again.
All right, so gaining field position on every kick.
I'm sure it's not their optimal way that they want to be moving up field position, but they'll take it.
Well, is it Lafferty?
Lafferty, yep.
Lafferty, he's getting tired.
Yeah, he might be, right? That's just 3 consecutive kicks for him.
Kick off.
Pushed all the way back to his own 30-yard line now. You know, again, the thing he's really got to focus on is getting his head over that ball so he can get a high end-over-end type kick.
So we're trying to see it one more time here, Nick. Is it? It's right. It's close.
It is. It's close.
It's real
tough.
close.
It's tough. And this time they're just going to squib it and see what happens. Daring. And number 30 there trying to go around the Eagles. Eagles tenaciously following him. Never let him out of their sights. Never gave up on that. And he had two Skyline players pull him down from behind.
Was he running to the sideline? I mean, where was he going? North-south is the other direction. He was running straight to the sideline.
And when he first made that move towards the middle of the field, I thought he was going to pitch it to somebody. I honestly thought he was going to try to hand off. They were going to try to do a little reverse action.
I mean, a smart job here, scooping the ball up, but that's why you're an up man. Turn the field.
Yep.
Turn the field.
Yeah, that.
Again. Yeah. I mean, he lost yardage. And he ran about 30 yards across the field.
He lost yardage and got tired doing it. You're totally correct. Quick handoff there for the Riverettes. Number 6 receives, just barely gets back to the line of scrimmage on that play. There's Brandon Rawls receiving the handoff on that one.
Still would like to see Joseph involved more on the offensive side for the River Rats. We've not seen him, right?
Barely called his name. Barely called his name this evening. Once again, somebody who seemed like such a dynamic player 2 weeks ago. So quick, so elusive. It's shocking that he's not a greater part of this. I'm curious if he's possibly maybe a little dinged up or something.
Or, we've seen him on the defensive side come up a couple times, but on the offensive side, you need these athletes, and Huron has a bunch of athletes. Get them the ball, man.
And here we got the Rats, 2nd and 11. Receives the shotgun, quick handoff. Moving outside, trying to get outside that last player. Nice stiff arm to get around. Still runs into one more Eagle head on. About a 3-4 yard gain on that one.
It's tough to run on the outside, and you've seen 2 plays by the River Rats where they're running, not vertical, they're running horizontal. Easy for the Eagle defenders to come up and make the play. We were talking about on this wet surface, you can make people miss by going north and south and give them that stank leg and maybe cutting back inside. Not going to the sideline though. Easy play for them to track you and take you to the ground.
And the Eagles are not playing that man-to-man the way the River Rats are doing, so even easier because they've got that zone defense where a couple players can just move to the ball pretty easily.
Well, they're seeing it.
Yep.
When you're playing zone, all eyes are on the defense or on the offense, and you're all looking in the backfield, so they can see that play, and they're stringing it out and allowing their help from the inside to come in and help them. Man, this is going to be a tough call because this is right down our path line, Nick. We can really see it, and both players kind of move right at the same time.
Who jumped first on 3rd and 7 here?
Usually goes to the offense was, false start.
Good call. Great call. Veteran call. False start on the offensive line there. It's going to back them up 5. Make it a 3rd and long. 3rd and extra long here for the River Rats. 3rd and 12 with 5:23 here to go in the first half. I want to thank everybody for joining us this CTN Ann Arbor Game of the Week.
It's a big 3rd down here, really, for the River Rats because Richard, right at the 5-minute mark, you need to keep possession of this ball.
There's a quick throw right up the middle. Just right off his hands, But flags, as far as the eye can see, definitely holding. You only had one Skyline defender over there covering 2 wideouts for the River Rats.
He went to the wrong guy.
And I think that's possible. If he goes a little bit deeper, a little more outside, I'm curious if he even saw that extra player out there. You can see the replay right there. You see both those guys. You see that Skyline defender telling everybody, hey, I need some help over here.
Oh, that's the smartest play, though. You can take that penalty all day long because it's a spot foul. Not spot foul, I'm sorry. 10-yard penalty. Maybe 15 if it's not holding, if it's pass interference. But you're not giving up 6. And now you can reset your defense because Huron missed out on a golden opportunity there to get back into this game.
No, you're completely right about that. That could have went a whole different way for the River Rats.
We are in green.
Boy, penalties have really taken over in this second period on both sides.
Yeah, it's kind of slowed things down a little bit, kind of messed things up a little bit here. Now we see those Eagles playing awfully tight to their men on the other side. Quick handoff there to the outside. Full head of steam. Gets over to the line, the first down line. It's going to be close. I'm pretty confident he got that, though. But, man.
And we were just talking about Joseph not being involved in the play. And here he comes on the jet sweep.
So quick. So quick. He got that and was just gone. Just gone. You know, he just barely turned that corner, and he's heading straight north and south, just like you said. Gets to have the full head of steam, and there he is. Protects the ball nicely.
And good job on the outside there of getting some blocking on the outside for the wideouts, creating a little bit of space for Joseph. And we were just talking about for the River Rat runners, north and south is your friend on a slick track. You can see Joseph plant that outside foot and get upfield.
Yeah, again, you know, just a great job of his keeping his hips tight in order to make that turn up and, you know, get that north-south run. And he's got a first down to show for it. 1st and 10 now for the River Rats. Hand off to Rawls now, tries to go opposite side. Couldn't quite get outside. Good job of keeping those legs churning forward. Might have fallen forward for a couple of yards on that one.
It was Tate, number 56, coming in, missing on the tackle in the backfield. Had a clean shot of really a tackle for loss.
Here we got 2nd and 9 with 3:42 to go. Clock slowly marching down here on this first half.
A lot of confusion going on for the River Rats. A lot of people talking to the quarterback on this play. Let's see what we got coming up.
Bootlegs out a little bit. He's harassed, but he's still going. He's got his head open. He's got his head up, looking for his man, but he still kept running.
That was almost something that I was reading from the players breaking the huddle and conversating with the quarterback. That's why I was mentioning that. You could almost see a pass coming up because guys were asking, which way do I go?
Right. That's a great call, asking about their routes. Nice job there, though, coming out bootleg and keeping his head up the whole way.
And we were talking earlier, it's a tougher throw for a right-handed quarterback to get his shoulders around, parallel to the line of scrimmage, and make a throw that's on point.
And it never seemed like he was completely committed to that run either. He definitely was trying to stay upright and is trying to keep his chest back and with his head up, looking forward downfield the whole way.
He did a good job of that, Nick.
And here we got 3rd and 5 now for the Rats. Received quick out.
Oh!
Pulled down immediately by that River Rat defender.
Missed block, and that set that play all up. It was identified well by the linebacker for the Eagles. He came in and smashed that play up.
Yeah, sniffed that one almost immediately. And just quick receive and then get it away immediately. And then again that missed tackle there, missed block there by the Rat.
Yeah, and Skurlock coming in right there. Skurlock coming in with the tackles.
And now we've got 4th and 9. Probably see the River Rats punt away here. And that one just skipped back to the punter. Once again, heads up play by the punter, slides by a couple of defenders, and here he goes, still going, still moving. Great job by the punter there. And then you were talking about it last time, he didn't have his head up, just was single-minded in that punt. This time around, receives that skipping ball, heads up, sees what's going on, darts right upfield.
And again, you saw how when on the punt, most of the people are going back. You saw a couple people go backpedal, but you had 5 people coming on the block.
Right.
And when you miss the block, nobody's back there to tackle.
You're right, hardly max protect, but again, he got off to the outside, slipped by one guy, and then, like you said, everybody's back for the Eagles, and he's just chugging forward. But not the fastest River Rat out there.
Well,
but
he's a punter.
He's a punter for
got
a reason.
big leg, He can't scoot. It's like Joseph or somebody. But a heady play, smart. He got the ball, scooped it, and this is going to be close, Nick. This is going to be real close.
Moment of truth here. Chain gang out there. And
Can we go on the reaction?
You can see the River Rats jumping up and down. That is well into the first down situation. Yep. Almost by a football length. Yeah.
Smart play. It's nothing more. As a coach, they love to have players thinking on their feet. Don't have to listen all the time. And that right there, a kicker, he went to the sideline last time. I'm sure one of those River Rat coaches said, son, keep your head up. If that ball is going to be on the ground, you probably could walk for a first down next time.
And just really aggressive play on that one, too. Absolutely.
Yeah, because it did look like the Eagles were coming for that block.
Yes. And nearly got it. Nonetheless, here we are with the River Rats with another first down. Handoff right up the gut. Not much of a gain, if any, on that one.
That's like the opposite you have usually when you have a big play. Coaches say, oh, let's go for the jugular. They ran the ball right up the middle with less than 90 seconds on the clock, and you're trailing.
I'm curious.
So, I mean, usually you want to maybe try to keep that momentum going. That's a momentum killer right there on offense.
I'm curious if they're trying to save the legs of the offensive linemen on that one. Maybe everybody's tired out from blocking and
you got
pushing inside
timeouts
on
in
that.
hand.
Yeah.
You got to win a game. That's what we're talking about for the Rats. You got to win a game.
No, you're right. There's that snap pass right up into the middle. Slot receiver there. Gets it. Makes a couple of men miss. Couldn't quite get away, though. We got 44 seconds left to go now. Clock continues to drop down. A little surprising that the Rats aren't calling a timeout, but they're just going to keep pushing their luck here. High snap pulled down quickly. Couldn't
Good
quite.
job by the quarterback with a little sidearm action to get that pass off. But you're right, Nick. I don't understand the coaching staff right now for the Rats with 3 timeouts. 3. You could have called a timeout there, saved 20 seconds, and call the play you really want, as opposed to hurrying up to the line of scrimmage and having this.
Yeah, just that little sidearm ball right there.
I mean, seriously, really?
And 35 didn't seem like he had a great beat on that either. I don't know if the ball was like shimmering a little bit in the midair because it kind of jumped offside. And not quite sure what happened there. Here we got 4th and 2 now. Quarterback drive tries to put the stiff arm on him, but no go. And I wonder if we're going to see a face mask on that when he came down.
Face mask. I mean, that's right there.
Yeah, right in front of him.
Rats are really living on a prayer right there.
The Bon Jovi special this evening, Friday night.
Face mask, defense.
Yep, face mask defense right there. So that will buy them another first down.
And here you go on this replay. I mean, right here, this is an easy tackle. And where's the face mask?
Oh, I don't know about
Where's
that.
the face mask?
Yeah.
Could you see it?
I mean,
It looked like he had shoulder. I couldn't see a face
No,
mask
I
on
didn't-
that.
I didn't see it
I
on that
could
one
not
either.
see a face mask on that.
I think his helmet turned a little bit, and that was good enough for the referees. So again, 14 seconds, 4th and 7 is the actual count, and he has no chance again.
Why can't we tackle anybody, man?
And that will be the final down for the River Rats.
It's
Skyline will
changed
take
over.
over here with 8 seconds left.
I just want to kick out everybody.
It's almost like the Rats coaching staff were trying to get to halftime as opposed to preserving clock and running. Because after the first down on the punt, what happened to the play calling?
No, you're definitely right. There didn't seem to be a lot of aggressiveness, for lack of a better term.
Well, and continuity. I mean, what's going on, guys? Call a timeout if you're a little bit, not sure where we're going to be at here. You have 3 of them. They don't give them to you in the second half. I'm not sure. Don't you get 3 timeouts in the second half?
You can't pocket the first ones. You're right.
Wow.
Yeah, it's maybe in the second half.
And I gotta think that the Eagles here with only 8 seconds to go here in this second quarter.
Why aren't the Rats moving back to the goal line? They have one guy back. They're playing regular defense, and now they call timeout.
I think maybe they were expecting victory formation and just them to take a knee, and then they saw the Eagles come out there with some wideouts wide and Pipkins looking deep. A little confused on that one.
Yeah. And if I'm with you, I don't understand the timeout seriously, because they're passing the ball, right, Nick? Come on.
I mean,
seriously, you call a timeout to figure out what they're going to do?
Again, maybe they're thinking they're just going to go victory formation, take the knee, and go into halftime. That's the only thing that I could see.
Yeah, I
but
know,
you're
but
right. You want your guys to be all the way back just in case.
Yeah, I mean, there's too many athletes out here to take a victory formation,
You're right.
especially like we've been saying
You're
all
right.
evening long. The surface is slick. One guy misses, and hey, he's in the open.
A lot
Also, a penalty could happen. Anything could happen to extend this half, and the Eagles have a very good kicker.
It's true. That's true. So yeah, just even feigning aggressiveness here, what the Eagles are up to, and the River Rats are just unsure of what to do next. Snap taken by Pipkins, and he does heave out into just a crowd of Eagles and River Rats. Oh, he got that though. Breaks away off the middle of it. Makes a couple of men miss. Couldn't quite bring him out. Just not enough time.
Wow.
He threw that in the middle of 4 River Rats. 4 of them.
Wow.
Eagle went up there, pulled it down, and then made some men miss. Look at the Pipkin goes for him right away.
Well,
just chucks it down there.
And now the officials are doing some kind of discussion, and it looks like that's going to call the end of the half. For a moment there, they're maybe talking about if they were going to put some time back on the clock, Nick.
Well, I don't think Ewing ever actually got out of bounds, or if it didn't happen quickly enough. So, regardless,
Wow.
a crazy end of the half here for Game of the Week. We are at halftime now. Skyline up 3, Huron nothing. We'll be back very shortly for second half action. It promises to be an interesting one. Please stick around.
Let me ask you a question. What do you value? How about access to your child's education, their football game, their swim meet, their high school musical, their academic future. Does that matter? What about your access to your government, your police, fire, and public safety, parks and recreation activities, state and local officials, the folks you elect to make decisions for your community? Is that worth anything to you? What about your rights, freedom of speech, to communicate your message, to let your voice be heard? That's got to count for something, right? So let me ask you again, what do you value? How about public, educational, and government access television? It belongs to you. Let's keep it that way.
Well, you should do laundry every day. You should do it. I don't want to smell that.
That's way too much. Every day? How much laundry do you think I go through in a
Well, at
single
least
day?
wear clean
You
clothes.
should do laundry every day.
I got plenty
You
of
got
clothes to wear.
laundry
New
laying
outfit
around
every day.
everywhere.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm sick of smelling you,
not a
dude.
sweater.
You
I'm
stink,
not a
dude.
sweater.
I shouldn't
Just wash
smell
your
you at
clothes,
all.
man.
There's so many smells.
Then check and mate.
I just wish there was some place I could watch my favorite local TV shows. Whoa! Ah! Cool, where am I? I want to know. What is this place?
You are in a computer terminal.
Who said that?
I am the god of computers, electrical devices, and social media interfaces.
This is awesome!
I heard your wish and granted you access to my terminal.
Whoa, really? I've always wanted to be inside one of these things. So what's next?
Visit CTN's and the City of Ann Arbor's streaming and video on demand 82gov.org/watchctn.
This is awesome! What do I do there?
Here you can watch city meetings, community-produced programs, school board and education programming, and a whole lot more.
Yes! This is great!
The live streams include CTN's 4 channels: government, public, educational, and community. Just click the sidebar for the channel you prefer and click play.
There's 4 channels here. I can watch 4 channels. Cool.
For video on demand, go to youtube.com/CTN Ann Arbor to find your favorite show, scroll through the mini playlists, or simply use the search bar to type in the name of the program.
Are you kidding me? I wish I knew about this earlier.
Visit 82gov.org/watchctn for CTN live streams and video on demand.
That's great. Now I can go tell my friends once I leave. So, how do I get out of here?
Goodbye.
Hello? How do I get back to my life? I've got stuff to do. I mean, hello? Hello? Okay, I mean, I thought there'd be more to my life, but this is it?
And welcome back, everybody, to CTN's Game of the Week. We've got second half action as the Riverettes kick the ball away, and the Eagles receive. A little bit of a cut through right there, up the middle there. Number 11 only got one man left to beat, but the Riverettes pull him down at the 40-yard line. Little excitement right to get things going again. Picked up right where we left off, eh, Kevin?
Well, Jordan Wilson right there on the return, and yes. I mean, we had all kinds of action going in the last couple minutes of that first half, Nick, and then we come back and we start like this. The scoreboard may not show it, but this has been an exciting game with some big plays, Nick.
No, game, again, scoreboard 3-0 right now for the Eagles, but this game has been really interesting. There's been a lot of fun things going on. Up and down, back and forth play, big plays. It has been a joy to watch so far. And here we see Pipkin in the shotgun. First set of downs for the Eagles in the second half. Slight motion by his running back there. Receives that. Takes a step back, steps up forward, and makes a little move. And cuts upfield, makes another man miss. And that's what we were seeing from Pipkin in that first half, right? Takes a step back, surveys his field, sees what's going on. If nothing's happening, that collapsing pocket doesn't bother him anymore after that first quarter. Just takes a step up and just gets moving.
He does a good job of weaving his way through that traffic. He did keep his eyes downfield, didn't see anyone open, and did a great job of making something out of nothing.
No, you're totally right about that. I feel like we've seen a real progression from this quarterback just in this game. That first quarter, the pocket collapsed on him, and they just bring him down. Second quarter, like you said, pocket collapse, he just goes to run. Now he's doing a good job of keeping his head up, keeping his head on a swivel, and looking for his players downfield as well, and looking for blocks as well. And we got 2nd and 4. Halfback switches his sides there once again. Pipkin step back, launches one up the sideline. You got 13 there, wide open.
I think 13 ran out of space out there on the end. Did a good job of putting a hand up and getting a paw on that ball. Good toss again, high into the outside, only where his receiver can get it is Pipkins.
I believe that was Joseph down there playing defense, playing DB back there.
And look at that, good route because he left a little bit of space on the sideline. Good ball there. Maybe on a dry night he can get that in, haul it in, and get one toe in.
Yeah, and again, I think we've seen some progression on Pipkin as well. He's thrown some pretty good balls, and it seems like he's getting his bearings in there.
Yeah, he put everything under that one.
Yeah, he sure
did.
did.
See him, it's getting back. I'm going to toss this one deep.
Yeah, we've got 3rd and 4 from the 46 now. Pipkin once again. I like the way he keeps moving that halfback from one side to the other.
Yeah, he's eyeballing that blitzing linebacker, and he shifts over his running back to pick up that blitzer every time.
Most definitely. Pipkin actually with a little bit of time in there, launches that one down there to Ewing one more time. Right into his breadbasket, catches it, bring it down. Defender falls down, and he drops into the end zone. Touchdown, Eagles. Kenyatta Ewing.
53-yard toss there, and stroll into the end zone. I mean, Ewing wide open. Bad job of going up and defending this ball. You'll see that it was a missed jump by Joseph. Just a bit off on the timing.
Yep, he went up for it and then just hit it right into his breadbasket. Great job of Ewing staying with that. You know, it hits his fingertip, brings it into the chest, and just strolls into the end zone for the TD. And we've got the point after right here.
That was nice. I mean, that was nice all up in the... I mean, you see the extra point. That thing is over there on Fuller Road. That was a good boot right there. And you saw the play, Nick, right from the beginning. Quarterback goes back, looking at one receiver. Receiver actually beat him off the line of scrimmage.
Right.
We were talking about the man coverage is putting Huron pretty much at a disadvantage. No help over top from a safety. Easy pitch and catch. You can see right here from the beginning, no help. Both cornerbacks, you can see them in a trail position. So I would think if I'm a coach up in a press box taking a look at this, I got to get some help back there for those guys.
Well, and they went to Ewing just back-to-back plays on that one, so you're right. They're seeing what's going on there, and again, if you get Pipkin enough time, I mean, he's going to sail it in there, and he's proven what he can do now.
Well, Skyline coaches, they call that's almost back-to-back plays.
Yeah.
I mean, same position, same receiver, different result. Good job for the Eagles.
And now the 10-0 lead. A little bit of a squibby, bouncy kick right there. And just previously as before, like that up man gets the ball, he doesn't exactly know what he's doing with it.
Yeah, that's at some point you just got to play football. And right there, that was a play where the person that got the ball just didn't understand where he needed to go. Turn the ball, run upfield, not sideline.
But again, that's twice we've seen that. I don't.
Sideline. We're sideline.
I'm not sure where he thinks he's going, if he's waiting for a block or if he's going to try to get outside somebody, but, you know, just go forward.
Go forward.
Go forward.
And you've seen from both sides, Nick, with the ball carrier has made people miss on this surface by just really slight moves. Not really huge moves, because the defender, they're running at you. It's hard for them to break down and make that tackle.
There's see another River Rat handoff there. Nothing doing.
Nothing doing because of that's a really elementary play there. It's not really a play that is a confident play, you know, because you're basically saying, I want to snap the ball and run it up the field. You're not doing anything else. You're spreading the defense out. I see what the Huron coaches are doing. The execution, though, just not there.
No, I feel like elementary is probably a pretty solid word for that. That's a great call again, just like that Wildcat direct snap. Maybe we'll just go a little bit left off tackle. But once again, when you're 4 yards deep, you know, you've got to get 5 yards just to gain something. It just kind of doesn't make sense for what they're up to right here, right now.
And it looks like we had too many people in the huddle. You saw a person running to the bench for the River Rats, so that's going to be an illegal participation. Too many people on the field.
And as advertised, you'll see the Rats jump back 5 yards there. That'll make it second and 16.
That's sometimes you see teams do it like a muddle huddle where nobody is all together, and that'll protect you for having too many players out on the field.
Very much so, very much so. Another hand up the gut for the River Rats, right into the arms of 2 or 3 Eagles, though. While initial tackle might have been missed, once again running into 3 different guys, somebody's bringing them down.
And right now, Nick, you're not seeing the energy out of the River Rats that you saw when they possessed the ball the first half. The body language looks a little lethargic right now.
So, I mean, at that point, do you think that it's more of a conditioning issue? Like maybe these guys are a little run down, maybe they're a little tired, a little cold. It's kind of chilly out there.
And that's where I was going to go at. Maybe it's more of the conditions that are really playing on the heads and minds and the body of the Rats.
There he goes, tries to chuck one up right there.
Good job there by the QB, Nick. If you really saw what we were looking at from this vantage point, you can see he looked off over to his right first and then came back to his left. If the receiver continues to run the route, we might have a completion.
Yeah, he had a one-on-one situation there. But again, just couldn't get quite enough under it. And if McCoy plays that a little better, he very easily could have come up with that just as easily as the wideout.
And McCoy, a youngster, sophomore out there, so he'll learn.
He's a big kid, though. You got an injury by the sideline. As you can also see, a little bit of rain coming back down. Muffed snap there.
Yeah, you'll see the linesman on the Skyline sideline called the penalty. And it looks like it's going to be a false start.
That might actually be fortuitous.
Do you make him kick it again? And because the last 4 snaps have been bowling balls.
And that one, you know, that ball came back. There was no skip. There was no reception to it. Just dropped, hit the ground, and just stayed right there.
Trying to see the hands, and it doesn't look like the center has any gloves on.
And there he is one more time. Got a hold. It goes outside, goes upfield. And he picked up some serious yardage on that one.
It kind of looked like he caught everyone off guard. From the moment the ball was snapped, you kind of saw a lot of players standing around. Watch this.
And as soon as he got it, I think people didn't know where it went. They might have thought he might have got it away, but it sure seemed like he didn't ever even think about kicking that. He just got it and just was off to the races.
And nobody was on the outside there for the Eagles. They just collapsed inside.
And that will be the first down.
Was that a real call, or was that you think the punter just said, hey, the last 3 times I've had some room, I'm going to do it this time?
I'm possibly leading our team in yardage right now. Why don't I just go for it?
True. Best play we have in our playbook so far. I mean, he was running with conviction, too. We were talking about he was, maybe meandering towards the sideline. That time he was running with some, hey, I got to get this first.
Like a horse, you're right. You see the QB pulls out of the pocket, just completely harassed by 4 Eagles. Not sure if they're going to call a flag on that one for intentional grounding or if they'll say that he's out of the pocket. He seemed like he was rolling way up. There's the laundry.
Yeah.
That's like a sack. Should be second and whoever.
Yeah, and they are going to call it intentional grounding.
Down.
And you can see him pulling it down here, getting outside, and there's that pocket area. It's going to be close. But again, no one anywhere.
Close. That
no
dude
one
was
anywhere
almost
near.
by the sideline. Nick, come on, he was way outside of a pocket to throw. I'm not sure if that is, inside the pocket.
Yeah. He didn't throw it to anybody, though. I think is where
No
they're
one
going
was
to
in
come
the
with that.
vicinity.
Yeah,
But,
no one even close.
if you're trying to protect players like they're doing in college and on the pro level, you allow the quarterback to throw that ball away. We'll have to check that with the rule book there if that is a tackle box.
Right. And here we've got 2nd and 10 now, and another flag.
Now that's going to be a false start. It looked like the receiver kind of gave a move towards the line of scrimmage before he went down the line.
That's on us.
Yeah, let's see the replay on that. Waiting to see. We've got some Eagles creeping forward.
I couldn't see where that was a call on the Eagles there.
One of those interior defensive linemen might have just barely hand forward, and that was it. So now I've got 2nd and 24 on the 25-yard line of the Riverettes. And there's, just couldn't come down with the number 59, picks it up right, just a gift to him, absolute gift. No one in front of him, and he just marches into the end zone. Touchdown, Skyline Eagles. And I'm not sure where the quarterback if he even touched it, if he lost it.
It's a good handoff there.
Oh,
that's what happened.
Oh, he didn't go.
And it dropped right at his feet.
Right through the breadbasket of the because that's where the quarterback has to throw that ball right into the stomach of the runner. The runner has to clamp down on the ball. Neither one executed on that play.
And that ball dropped down right in front of Aiden Tate, and he will never get an easier touchdown than what you just saw right there.
And you can see the quarterback didn't even look back. He thought the running back had the ball. Running back thinks quarterback didn't put it in the gut.
Yeah, bad reception, bad handoff, bad everything. Once again, except for Aiden Tate, who scooped that guy up, and no one even close to him. Here we see the point after attempt for the Eagles one more time. And that one's good and through for the lefty.
$14 unanswered points, Nick, here in the third quarter.
Just quick, too.
Quick. Yeah. Well, you were mentioning early in the broadcast, about turnovers and about just plays, just like this.
And here you see again, that really is a timing bang play, and if you don't get that ball down and you don't hand it at exactly right, perfect time, that's what's going to happen right there.
Well, you can see right there on the screen, folks, it's coming down now.
Sure.
So, for having the center snap the ball, we've not seen a lot of clean snaps out of the center that's hiking for the punter.
Mm-hmm.
That ball was right on the money, but then the quarterback has to possess the ball, hand control, put it in the gut of the runner. Didn't do it on that play.
And again, the timing has to be so precise for all of those things. And with the rain coming down, and again, like we talked about, it's chilly. This is the second half. Guys might be getting tired. It's just rough going for that play. And finally got a rat that takes it upfield as he should, and actually has something to gain for it there.
Well, that was a nice little scamper up the field there. That's the first time we've seen that in the second half.
Right. Again, they're trying for those low line drive kicks there. Good protection there by the Rats. And again, almost gets around the corner.
That's Joseph again. And again, we're not seeing him. We saw a lot of jets out of him before. Mm-hmm. We've only seen one. We haven't seen any kind of bubble screens getting him the ball. The Eagles defense, kudos to them. They've taken Joseph, one of the weapons for the Rats, out of this game.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that. We hardly called his name. He was He was the missed handoff on that last play. So they're trying to find creative ways to get him the ball. So let's see where the Rats go with this one on 1st and 10, 39-yard line.
Get out there, Brian.
Sidesteps his man, gets his man away, but still just too many Eagles there behind the line of scrimmage, ready to wrap him up.
Oh, right now you can see the Eagles anticipated the snap count. You can see from the replay, if we get a chance to take a look at that, where the quarterback goes down with his hands and everybody is coming right there.
Yep.
Everybody's coming right on that motion. And if you're Huron, you may want to think about going on a hard count or changing up the cadence somewhat.
No, definitely something to think about for the River Rats there. But again, we've seen basically the same 3 or 4 plays from Rawls back there, and I think that the Eagles see where it's going on.
Sniffing that out.
Yeah, you talk about him dropping his hands down like that. I think that they know what's coming.
Pistol here.
Yeah, little I form, couple of wide outs wide. One at the top of your screen, one at the bottom. Rawls grabs it, moves though. Nice block up front. Solid low tackle there by number 11. Jordan Wilson there for the Eagles.
Again, not a lot of imagination out of the play calling for the River Rats. It's, like you say, it's probably pretty easy for the defenders to decipher what's coming at them.
Well, I mean, again, it seems like if Rawls is back there for the most part, he gets it, and he's either trying to get outside up or outside down, and, if the blocks don't happen, that's it. So
well, most plays are called with a counter, a counter in mind. And if we're running this, we're setting you up for something. Maybe that's what the Rats are doing right now, because we've seen a lot of just balls snapped, executing one way or executing the other way, as opposed to any type of motion, any type of trying to trickeration of the defense.
Well, you'd like to see some sort of misdirection as well. Get some guys going the other way and then curl outside and see what happens. Here we go, basically the same setup as last time. You got the same play moving left. Good block up front once again. Eagles have a hard time bringing him down once again. Again, you got that nice lead fullback block on there, and that really helped Rawls get a few extra yards there.
Got the ball on the inside hand, too. You want to get that ball on the outside.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is make some gains like that and have one of those linebackers come and punch that guy right out.
Strip it.
Yep. Well, regardless, first down for the River Rats. You talk about repetitive plays, but it doesn't matter. They got first downs. They're
if you're moving the ball, call it again.
High snap to Rawls, cuts it same general direction. Nice move, making a couple of guys miss right up the middle. Didn't try to get outside, stayed on the inside for the most part. Goes headlong into a linebacker, though. Picked up about 7, I'd say. You see Rawls, despite that high snap, gets it down. Finds a little bit of open space. Yeah, nice cut back inside.
Well, it's Jared, is it Godson over there on the left side, the left tackle, 78 for the Rats? I'm sorry, that's a wrong team. Let's get to the right team, Kevin. That was Wilson, Marquise Wilson, number 76 for the Rats. He was blocking on the second, almost to the third level.
Yeah, great job in the trenches for the River Rats right now. I snapped to Rawls again, cuts it right up the middle this time. No even attempt to try to get outside, just right up the gut when he got that one.
Well, you jinxed him.
I have been known to do that. That is my nickname.
That was the Nick Jinx.
That never happens. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that was just a complete breakdown by the entire offensive line there. Good job for the Eagles coming in there.
I'm going to get Rawls a little bit of a breather there.
Well, and also, it's predictable. It's probably a pass, right?
With Ka coming in? You'd think so. They put him in there, like to see his arm, but it is 3rd and 3. He's got options. He is an athletic young man. He very well could go with it. But again, you only got 2 wideouts there.
It's probably 4-down territory, too.
Oh, most definitely. 2 other men in the back there for it. Takes that one. Rolls out. Just a little chuck pass there. Just couldn't quite get it along the 40-yard line to number 10, Mike Davis. But yeah, you called that. Ka comes in, it's time to throw.
It's too easy to read right now. The offense for the River Rats, not a lot of imagination, and you have one quarterback that's doing the running and one that's doing the throwing. Good job there coming up and laying some wood by Jordan Wilson. I think he took out 2 players with that hit.
I think you're right. Big kid, excited to see the ball come his way. I get it. 4th down, do or die time for the Rats.
Fake
3
punt.
yards to go.
Fake punt.
Rawls gets it. Little familiar move right there. Little shoulder juke and falls forward. Couple of yards past the first down. It'll be a first down for the River Rats.
It doesn't look like the Rats are putting an unbalanced line to the left, but they definitely are running heavy left.
Well, again, here you see that fullback get ahead and make a solid block for his man. Oh, kind of missed the block, but he's still leading the way.
He got in the way. And he slows from 17 coming up and making the play there was Hughes. Dalen Hughes just couldn't get a good grasp of the quarterback.
You see Rawls right there. pistol the man behind him. He got his blocker kind of goosed him a little bit, pushed him forward.
Well, it kind of looked like he was going to do a fake handoff and follow his running back, but just couldn't get the ball really handled out of the snap, and
yeah, gave him a little bit of a boost there. Why not? Got him forward, picked up a few yards. 2nd and 8 now from the 38-yard line. 4:44 left to go here in this third quarter. River Rats putting together a nice little drive. Rawls receives it once again, sidesteps past the line of scrimmage, still moving forward. Gain of about 5 on that one.
Rawls is listed as a running back on the roster.
Sounds about right.
They're not faking anyone out with that one, right?
I'm really curious if they let him pull back and toss one down the field here pretty soon.
Well, I mean, you're definitely, moving the defense up because every time he gets the ball, he's running it.
Right. No.
I mean, that would be a great call to have him actually run pass option, just sit back and pass it.
Not on this one, though.
4th down, let's go.
SOS.
Ran into that pile of players, pile of Rats, pile of Eagles right there. There's just no blocking on that one. At least nobody got through that, but still couldn't find any sunlight. And 4th and 3. See what they dial up on this. See
if I'm the Eagles, I'm being heavy on my right side. That's exactly where they've run the ball 3 times in a row. Looks like it's going to be a timeout with the Rats.
Maybe they can go over there and discuss what they can pull up here.
Yeah, I mean, they've done the similar plays as far as running to the left with the QB, as well as running to the left with the punter. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I would be, if I'm on defense, I'm heavy on the right side, maybe even putting a spy on that side to take a look at the backfield.
Well, I think that you mentioned it. I feel like the Eagles have pushed up pretty significanther. They've only got one man playing back, and he's only 12 yards back there. Linebackers are up near the line of scrimmage. Those D linemen are as close as they're going to be able to get. I think that they're already overcompensating, ready for this run. So, again, if you are going to try to pull a little misdirection, if you are going to try to...
Great time.
Yeah, right here, right now. 4th and 3, though, you got to be ready for that bold move on 4th down.
Well, these guys, they practice for a couple hours. They got to have more than the playbooks that they've shown us so far. I mean, we've seen 4 or 5 plays.
And they do have 3 wide for the Rats here. That's a different look. Rawls receives it, still cuts straight up the middle.
Short. Yes.
Runs into those big Eagle D linemen and no go.
Hey, we're going to go twins right, 27 USC.
And good job there by the Eagles of after that timeout, staying on point, knowing what is going to happen, and didn't let them let timeout think that it's going to be a pass coming. Actually, the River Rats are in a pass formation. If you saw what the linemen were doing, they all were set up there. But the Rawls, the running quarterback, immediately was running after the snap.
And again, I mean, the Eagles were completely ready for that. Like, they showed face to play defense man-to-man, but they still kept that middle packed, jam-packed, ready for that type of play. And with that stout defensive effort, they've earned the ball back. 1st and 10 from their own 32. See what Pipkins can draw up on this, see if they just keep throwing or just pulls a little bit away. Still finds his way away from some of the players. Manages to get almost back to the line of scrimmage before he takes a pretty solid hit from one of the Rats.
Is that Moore coming up 42?
Let's see. Pipkins make one guy miss, tries to turn back upfield, scoots away from him, but in just a moment, there's that up high play. Yep, Darren Moore, you called it.
Yeah, a little helmet-to-helmet contact, but that was inadvertent.
I think so. I just think he just didn't quite get his helmet down as low as he needed to do.
Yeah, when you see a guy targeting, you're hitting with that crown, and they're looking at the ground.
No, you're definitely right, and that's not what Moore was. Moore came in, and his neck was back, and his shoulders were back.
Yeah,
yep.
Just when the runner changed his head to a little bit to the side, that's when you had that helmet-to-helmet contact.
And just got a nice look at Pipkin right there, calling for the ball. Step back, and there he launches it down to his man Ewing one more time. Ewing goes up for it, doesn't quite bring it down. Different defender on him now. That's Walter Smith all over him.
Good job there by Walter Smith. Really ran the route well and was right in the play. Actually, Ewing had a hand on the defender. Could have been a call there almost. You can see right there, he's putting a hand and kind of gives a good handful of jersey.
I was going to say not just a hand on him, but like
Yeah,
closed fist.
Yeah.
Closed fist, yeah. It's one thing if you're kind of getting a gauge for where this person is, but it's another thing when you see the hand closed. And we've got an injured Rat down on the field about the 20-yard line.
Almost like a long slam.
But that pass, again, Pipkin's throwing the ball and letting his guys run up under it.
And, I mean, Ewing's proven himself to be quite a ball receiver there. It was just a little bit behind him, just a little bit behind him. If he leads his man just a tad more.
You can see 72 right there in the back of the play going down to the ground. Real delayed reaction there. Not sure. Good to see him walking off to the sideline, but either a cramp or something set in at the end of that play.
Yeah, it could be just a little bit of a Charlie horse, a little chuck wagon there. Somebody go over there,
and Alex
slap
Dorr,
that calf around, and he'll be good to go.
Well, he was one of the guys on the outside on the offensive line that was creating some holes, so the Rats definitely need to get him back into the field.
And that's the thing, if he's playing both ends, you got to think those muscles are awfully tight on that cold weather.
Exactly.
Here we go, 3rd and 13 for the Eagles. See what they can dial up here. Pipkin's moving that halfback over to his other side, getting that extra block. Scoots aside a couple of guys, but runs headlong into another linebacker. Did a really nice job of getting away initially, but...
He's going to have some words with his offensive line because they're allowing people to come through. You see the running back there do a good job of coming up and staying on the block, but the Rats are coming. They swarm on the defense once they get that first, I would say, contact on the quarterback.
No, I think that's a great assessment. I think that's a great read. And it's like you said, have been seeing this all night long. You know, that Eagle offensive line has been pushed around. They've been slid by, and they're just not giving their man nearly enough time.
Well, you see what the Huron coaches are trying to do. They're trying to put pressure on the QB, and they're getting there. Great bounce.
That's amazing bounce for the Eagles on that one. I mean, that thing scooted an extra 20, 25 yards as soon as that thing hit. And River Rats are going to start at about their 40-yard line. We'll see if they stay on the Rawls train or if they're going to try to open the playbook up a little bit here, being down 17-0. 1 minute, 20 seconds left here in the third quarter. Riverbank Stadium. Lovely Riverbank Stadium.
Yeah, you know what? I'm glad to see the crowd has stuck around tonight for this game. We had a real big halftime show, had the band out there, and then we had the cheerleader showing. We had the homecoming king. I mean, and it's not the most pleasant night to be hanging out over here at Riverbank Stadium.
No, it's definitely a little chilly. Fall has set in Michigan. We had that rain all the afternoon and still coming down in spurts every once in a while. But yeah, that wind is blowing off the Huron River, and it's a little chilly down there for our guys.
It even got chilly up here in the box. You even had to put on a jacket.
It's true. It's a rarity.
But it's hard to tell.
We'll talk about how tough I am, but once again, I want to talk about our camera ops out there braving the elements. Braving the elements. It's not a lot of fun for our camera ops out there, and they're doing a great job. They're getting a lot of good stuff out there. And we had a timeout there, I believe that was by the Eagles. You see Coach Andy Sorgitz there talking to his guys.
And that great beard.
It's just a spectacular beard,
man.
That's absolutely. And remember, if you want to see any of these games or that beard in stunning high definition, you can always go to youtube.com/CTN Ann Arbor. You can catch all CTN sports on Comcast Channel 19, or check us out on Facebook, on the Twitters, as you're on there.
You got to follow you, Nick. Got so many followers out there. We've been tweeting out some photos, too.
Yeah, got to have fun with stuff like that.
Yeah. Even if you are following me at KB Sports, you probably saw that tweet that I shot out about Nick doing his broadcast live.
I missed that one. I was busy doing my broadcast, apparently. And here we go. The Rats starting off on their own 38-yard line, 1st and 10. Got a couple of wide out split. One at the top of the formation, one at the bottom, and penalty?
You went Ron Burgundy on me.
I'm Ron
Lined
Burgundy.
up in the neutral zone.
There it is.
How can
you're
you
right.
line up on the neutral zone on offense?
Timeout, too.
Wow. Okay. Offsides on offense. Usually the official says back up a little bit. You give them the thumbs up and they tell you if you're offsides or not.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. We got to get a screen.
Not tonight.
No.
Keeping things moving.
But it just seems like.
Yeah, you'd think the 0-5 team would get a little,
I'm thinking the same thing,
little
Nick.
pat on the back.
I was biting my lip at home, homecoming. Give me a break.
There you see Rawls bringing that one down. Tries to cut outside. Makes his first two men miss. Falls forward for another extra couple of yards there. I say Rawls, he keeps moving. He keeps chugging along.
Well, again, there's several things there. He's not holding that dang on that ball really hard and tight. You're playing quarterback, but you're running like a running back, so keep a couple hands on the ball for ball security. But he is doing a good job falling forward, trying to fight for every single inch he can get.
Curious what his yards after contact is.
Oh, definitely.
They're probably 98% of them, yeah.
Pass.
Asani Ka in right there. You got two wideouts. He does have his halfback to the side of him. And then another penalty. They're not going to get him for the same thing on that side.
He's going to call offense on the offsides on the defense this time.
I don't know. That flag is out by where that wideout was. Oh, okay. There we go.
See, that came from the Huron sideline. You want to say Coach Smith was working the referee maybe possibly after that offsides on his offense?
Yep. Give me one back.
Yes.
Yes. That doesn't really happen, does it?
Oh, yeah. It does.
See Koss set back again. Same formation. Got two wideouts. Halfback to his right. Pulls off to the side. Kind of almost looked like it could have been a QB option. He was holding that like he was ready to go.
It was an option. Really looked like an option. Did not really read the end.
Right.
Because you can see him coming over. I'm pitching this ball all day. Nobody's on the outside. The number one is coming up. Too many defenders on the inside. You definitely want your guy to be able to beat one guy because you're not going to block everyone. That's a chance to get the ball on the outside. Make a man miss in space.
And right, it wasn't one of those Rawls plays where he just put it down and you could see him carrying it like an actual ball carrier. He had fingertips on it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And that will be the end of the third quarter here. We'll take a quick look at this as a replay there. As you mentioned, just fingertips on that ball, but again, nobody there to help him out.
Yeah.
And there we have it, end of the third quarter here for CTN's Game of the Week. Big third quarter for the Eagles. Stick around, we'll see what the River Rats can pull out in this fourth quarter.
What is CTN?
CTN? Isn't that the Commerce Telemarketing neighborhood or something?
CTN is Ann Arbor's community television network. We have provided free television production workshops and services to residents and nonprofit organizations since 1973. We also provide free programming about our community on cable channel 16, 17, 18, and 19. So, if you have an event coming up, are part of a nonprofit, or you simply just want to get creative, come on by. For more information, visit us at www.a2gov.org/CTN.
Did you know that CTN welcomes the members of the Ann Arbor City Council to Ward Talk? On the third Wednesday of every month, a different representative from one of the city's 5 wards joins us in the studio to discuss matters important to the people and government of Ann Arbor. Submit your questions for the next episode of Ward Talk by emailing ctn@a2gov.org or visiting our Twitter page at CTN Ann Arbor.
I wanna go running. But my stumpy arms are best suited for browsing a2gov.org/CTN. For real, check us out at a2gov.org/CTN. Okay, Bob,
We got it.
And welcome back, everybody, to the start of the fourth quarter here at Riverbank Stadium. Skyline Eagles up 17-0 over the Huron River Rats. Rats driving, moving right to left in your line there. Nice throw there. Just couldn't quite bring it down, that wide receiver cutting through the middle. And he comes up holding his leg. Once again, it's Landon Dottery.
Is that Joseph, too?
Oh, is it? I think that's number 1.
Was it 1?
Yep.
There you go.
Yep, Landon Dottery.
Is Coach Smith coming up to check him out? Doesn't want to come out of the game, does he?
No, not at all. There it is. You see Kai getting ready. Put some mustard on that one. Just a little, just a touch behind his wide receiver. Still a pretty solid throw.
Yeah, he stood tall in the pocket.
And
Uh-oh,
4th and
it's punting time.
7 now for the Rats. Oh, yeah. Is it punting time or is it running time?
Well, on the last 2 offensive sets, you've seen the punter actually. He's a wideout. So we've seen 10 on the outside. It looks like it looks like they're lining up for, they're going for this, Nick.
I mean, honestly, I almost don't see why they don't try more of the punt situation, because they've had great success with that.
And you spread the defense out
Exactly.
is what it's doing. I mean, your plays that you've been calling for the Rats right here out of your set formations haven't been executing well.
Cock, quick step back, throws it into the middle, couldn't quite hold on to it, couldn't bring it down. Got right into his man, threw it right into number 10, Mike Davis there.
Oh, good job by Clemens. Kobe Clemens came in and cleaned up that. He came in and swiped that ball out. Looked like it was going to be a completion for a first down. And you can see him come in and just strip through the ball. Good technique.
And again, that was exactly what the River Rats probably wanted out of that. Quick step back, got a chance to set himself, threw a nice solid pellet right into the middle, but very well defended.
Better execution on the defense there. Good call. Good call on the offense, because it was going to be a first down if you complete that ball.
Timeout, Skyline.
And now we got timeout Skyline Eagles.
Their first timeout.
Coach Sorgitz wants to talk to his guys about first series of plays here.
And we didn't count. It might have not been enough players out there right after the change of possession.
Could very well have been. And once again, you see that rain coming down on those players. Got that good chilly fall rain going on out there right now.
Yeah, it's time to go to some cider mills, get some of them donuts.
Like what you're doing. Like what you're doing.
Donuts.
Carve some pumpkins later.
Donuts. Carving pumpkins sounded like work, man. I will eat the donuts.
Sounds like a winner. I like it. And we see the Eagles coming out of their timeout. Men on a mission now, knowing exactly where they're going, what they're up to on this one.
And again, for the River Rats, you don't have any safeties over top. Now we see a safety set. Just one, though. One single high safety.
You see Pipkin coming out of center. Hand up with a lead block right there. Comes to the outside. Makes one more man miss on the outside. Nice move. Little juke move. Tries to get back inside. Torn down for momentum on that one, though.
Great call. Good run. Good execution.
And again, a little different look from the Eagles there. Coming out of the...
Good blocking everywhere.
Exactly.
That's where you saw on the outside, Ewing had a little bit of jersey, but he let go at the right time. No call there.
Anthony Henry flat out after that.
Takedown,
yeah. Little Brutus beefcake takedown right there. He's a tough guy, though. Tough kid. Gets back up, ready to go. Right back at it, actually. Pipkin about to go under center one more time.
And good job now. You can see that the Eagles are in no hurry.
No, why not? Pipkin, late handoff, delayed handoff there to number 4.
Come on, Henry.
Falls forward, picks up another 5-6 yards on that one. Take that all day.
Anthony Henry. The last 2 plays, good running there. little difference between the QBs. You can see Pipkins, he can go up under center.
Right.
And, I mean, that little nuance there in your offense, it changes up what the defense is looking at, Nick.
Well, especially when you've got those two backs back there. You got the halfback and that fullback. Yes, absolutely. Here we see same formation. If it ain't broke, don't fix it for the Eagles right now.
Yeah, and take the clock all the way down. Look at the sideline before you snap. They give you the signal, and you know how much time's left.
2nd and 1 there. Oh, a little bit of a feet tangled up there at the end.
That was a grown man tackle there by number 52.
See that
Cooper.
River Rat D-line doing what they have done most of this game is actually get through, get some spot, knock some people over.
Whoa, what was that through the middle of the defensive line? Oh, my goodness. If I'm 52, that's my highlight tape. I blow up the center, I push the quarterback back,
I turn around,
I grab and manhandle the running back. That's the Oklahoma drill right there all in one play, man.
That's his Sports Center highlight for sure. And the clock will go down to 10:25 currently.
It's still a first down on the play, right?
An offensive penalty.
They're not, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, please prepare your raffle tickets for the drawing.
You can't see anything out there. I didn't see. Was there a call?
Apparently there was, because now we've got 1st and goal from the 3-yard line.
Face mask, maybe?
Must have been.
I'm a guess.
I like it. Let's call it that.
It's in a scrum, so why not?
They're putting their strong guy on Kenyatta. So
and we got everybody bunched up there for the Eagles. Still got 2 split wide, though. Can't imagine they do anything other than hand the ball off right here, though. There it is. Nice handoff. Barely touched as he just waltzes into the end zone. Great blocking up front by the Eagles. Easy touchdown for Anthony Henry.
And that whole drive, Nick, that was all Anthony Henry. Every single call. The junior takes the ball here, and he sniffed the goal line out.
Well, and again, he deserved to get that ball. He deserves to get in that end zone because, like you said, that entire drive was all Anthony Henry.
Oh, that is an outstanding block by the Eagles guy right there on number 42. I was just looking at him. He's still blocking him, folks. I mean, that was a good job.
And he was making those blocks this entire drive.
Yeah.
For as much as we called Anthony Henry, we're talking about Pipkin under center. That lead blocker really made that drive for them, and he was doing a great job. And all those Eagles up front as well.
Well, besides that one play.
Other than that one.
From Marcel Cooper. I mean, that was a big-time play.
And one more time, extra point attempt for Lafferty.
Better snap.
Up and through. Yeah. Yes. No need for any chicanery there to bring that one in.
Well, you
just
see
done textbook, as it should be.
You see Addison Taylor there. He has all kinds of gloves, so he's prepared to handle that snap.
There's one more time for Taylor getting
Watch his block.
Just wrap that guy up and let Taylor. Henry could have went inside or outside with the way that block was wrapped up. You're
that was
completely
an incredible block. Yeah, Henry has to be giving that a boy to my blockers.
Yep. The unsung hero, as usual. And that'll bring the score up 24-0. Skyline Eagles. All Eagles here in the second half, it seems like.
Yeah, we didn't have the start that the Huron had off of the even opening kickoff, getting the great field possession, as well as getting that momentum going early in the game. Nothing like that here in the second half.
No, the Riverettes have had almost nothing to build on. See what happens with this kickoff. If they go deeper, they do a little squib guy. Hard line drive. Muffed, but still recovered by the Eagle. And a huge tackle, and the ball squirts loose.
I think the Rats got the ball back.
I think, the Riverettes, after coughing that one up, he stayed with it like a good player does. Smart heads-up player does.
Well, watch Wilson come in for this tackle. You're going to see a blur come in on the top of the screen. Number 11 for the Eagles. He comes in.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he ever really had full control of it. There it kind of was coming out anyway.
It was coming out before the hit. You're right. The ball was bobbling. Didn't secure it after he scooped it up. That's probably why the coaches tell you just to fall on it.
Oh, definitely.
When it's buffed.
Oh, yeah.
In these conditions, fall on it.
Yep. But 36 stayed with it, and again, stayed with it even after the fumble. He was fortunate that it kind of fell right into his lap there. Nonetheless, Rats are starting off in their own 20-yard line. Not going to be easy going for them. Snap to Kai, and we've got flags everywhere. Just everywhere.
Maybe we'll see another one of those offsides on the offense calls.
I certainly hope not.
We gotta find some.
Let's see if this is. We see the offsides, and they are gonna. They're measuring it off against the River Rats. This is not.
See the officials looking to each other to try to.
Well, it looks like they're looking at the
false
bench.
Start.
And they're going to decline the penalty,
Okay.
is what they were trying to get the call from Coach Sorgitz.
Yeah, we see that one didn't even get going there. Yeah, you get the flags at the top of your screen there, and there's a few at the bottom that were just out of frame of that shot. So first and 15.
There's a new right tackle, too. We saw Dorr go out, so that might have been the false start because it came from that side.
Great call. Great call. Handoff to Brandon Rawls. Handoff to Brandon Rawls rather than the Wildcat move. You try to switch things up a little bit.
Spencer Horn came in with the tackle there. Pretty much just slinging them down onto the ground. Not a lot of blocking going on right now up in the interior of that offensive line.
Well, and you're right. When you lose one of those mainstays, one of those stalwarts of your offensive line, it just throws everything off.
Yeah.
Riley wants to go eat.
Second and 12 from the 18.
Pass play.
Kai out there. Yeah, a little bit of a toss back. HB toss right there. But I mean, again,
cut back?
I mean, regardless, it kind of almost doesn't matter because he's so far deep. You know, like you said, why did he cut back into the middle? Absolutely, but I mean, that play is just kind of a head scratcher.
Look at this. Look at this. Run to the replay.
Run to the graphic, young man.
I mean, you had two blockers out there. You see 56, it's like, what?
You're right. He definitely had men in front of him, and I don't know if he didn't. How do you not see that, or you just kind of get in your head like I'm going this way, and that's just the end of it?
Exactly. We've been screaming, don't go sideways on your run, get upfield. So now when he runs upfield, we're telling them, hey, you should be looking outside. I know, but you got to read. You got to read what's going on. And that time, the outside was a lot more open than the inside.
And you know something we haven't mentioned about Rawls yet? He is only a sophomore.
Yes, yes.
So again, you know, the maturity there isn't quite there yet necessarily. The experience isn't quite there yet.
Well, with Huron, they don't have a freshman team. So they move a lot of the better JV players that would normally be starring on a JV, getting some experience playing high school football. They're up here practicing with the varsity level, and we're seeing them in game action, which hopefully down the road will pay dividends.
That's a great point. That's a great point. Cobb back, launches one beautiful spiral pass. His man just couldn't quite, just 1 yard short of coming up with that one. Streaking
Why aren't you passing
player.
the ball more if this guy's got an arm like that, man?
I mean, again, we've seen Cobb put some great air under those balls, and you know, just a yard too long. I mean,
well, that
his
was
man.
good protection, and it was a wheel route. He did throw it a little too far, but he's probably out of practice because he hasn't been throwing the ball downfield.
Keith Brown III was the wideout that just couldn't quite come up with that one. But I mean, again, you know, he throws that one. Hey, let me throw another one, and I'll get the proper oomph on it this time. You know, you're not always gonna get a perfect throw for the first time when you haven't thrown the ball in the last 8 minutes.
And that's a tough toss on a fourth down play when you're trying to get the ball just 10 yards.
And that's exactly what that was.
And they're throwing the ball up and out to the outside. That's a hard pass.
Mm-hmm. And we see the Eagles in this now familiar I formation handoff. Handoff to Solomon Putton right there. There it is, under center.
Well, again, 52 for the River Rats is just a beast in the middle there. You see him coming through and making some hay, but there's no push from the linebackers on the second level.
Junior Marcel Cooper.
You see Cooper right there on top of the center. Hands on his hip right there. Let's see if he's been playing well.
Yeah, we've called his name a lot. We've seen some pretty impressive things for him. Like I said, hands on his hip right now, but he'll be down in that stance in a second. He'll be ready to go.
He knows he doesn't have to get down there because they're running the clock down.
That's
Look
right.
at that.
That's right. He's a smart player.
Wow.
Right at him.
That was an amazing play. I mean, he gets up, he puts his hands on the offensive player, and he's got a great push.
And I mean, even he had that little bit of a scoot to the right to get around the center there and, you know, attack that running back.
Always a tough job for a center to get the ball back clean and then put your hands up to block.
That's not an easy
Especially
thing.
when you have above average guy like this in front of you.
I believe Cooper's scooting off now.
That's...
Or, no, just go back.
No, we don't need you over here.
Like nope, you get back in there. Get back in there, kid.
He didn't tap his helmet, so he didn't want to come out. Coach Smith said, nah, get back out there.
Stick out there. Hey, one more. 3rd and 7 for the Eagles coming up. You got 6:08 left to go here in this fourth quarter. Skyline commanding 24-0 lead, and they'll be calling a timeout.
Yeah, I think Coach Sorgas took the play clock all the way down as much as he could, and that way it's just eating clock up right now. He has a very good kicker too.
That's true.
He's right at the position where if we don't get this first down here on this play, let's stretch out the kicker.
Sure, why not? And those rat defenders, seems like they've been out there for most of this fourth quarter. I mean, I know that they just had a little opportunity there, but I mean, we've seen these guys. They've been going strong.
They've been going strong. They've been out on the field for a lot of the second half, and the offense really for the River Rats has not been able to sustain anything over on the other side of the 50. They've been playing on their own turf, which has made life long for the defenders. Now the players coming back out.
And the Eagles pull out of that timeout, ready to go. Again, seems that very familiar formation we've seen pretty much the entire fourth quarter here for him. Pippin under center, ready to give it his man. Yeah. Handoff with that lead block, doing great. There he is, number 2, breaks through, slides around, little spinner-rooney into the end zone. That's Solomon Puttin on the touchdown on that one.
Puttin, he wasn't going to get taken down. He
No.
saw that end zone and wasn't going to let that arm tackle pull him down at the goal line. Get your 6, young man. Get your 6.
And again, just beautiful hole broken up by his lead blockers there.
Right here. Put
One
his hand
man gets
down.
his hand on him, right? But no. Valiant effort.
I need this. Good job.
And I'm curious about that River Rat defender. He seemed like he was kind of going for the ball. He seemed less interested in wrapping him up for a tackle and just grab an arm. But yeah, Puttin had a full head of steam. He wasn't going to be denied that touchdown.
And that was a good job of going and blocking. We saw Marcel Cooper several plays there, the defensive tackle for the River Rats, kind of blow up the center and guard. They ran to the side that he was on, and maybe sometimes you run at somebody that's going through the line of scrimmage because he's not going to be there.
That's exactly what you do. You're completely correct about that.
Tackle play.
And Lafferty put that one through as well. He's been money since he doinked that first field goal.
You still remember that one that went off that crossbar?
You don't forget that one that hits the upright.
I mean, that was a big dong.
But he's been steady Eddie since that moment, and his team couldn't ask for anything more. He really has. And again, more than anything, putting that extra point is such a huge aspect of high school football. You know, it's not a gimme the way it is in college and pro. So having a guy that can be consistent with that is really, really important.
It's a weapon, right? It's the third rail out there where you have special teams, and not just special teams on kicking and punting, but actually putting points on the board.
Yes, exactly right. Or, you know, again, if a team that doesn't have that, they're leaving points out there.
Yeah, and a lot more predictable.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Here's the kick by Lafferty. One bounce for the River Rats, picks it up ahead of steam moving forward, makes one man miss, goes outside, still going full. Heading right towards Lafferty, and some laundry chucked in there.
And the return there, you saw the back band come up and run, but there was not enough guys going up and blocking with them.
Well, it seemed like he got ahead of a lot of his blockers. The problem, he was moving too fast.
Watch the speed here. And then you can see a couple people are just walking. I'm not going to hit you. Nah, I'm not going to block you. I'm not going to block you either. So it's all on on Joseph to run. Too many guys without a helmet on a helmet there. for the Riverettes.
And, you know, we've talked about Joseph over and over, despite him, you know, not being utilized as much in this game. He is an athlete. He does seem to have a really strong head on his shoulders. He knows how to make things happen.
Well, you saw it right there, that little burst of speed he had. He was faster than everyone out there. But we haven't seen enough of that for the Riverettes to get into this game.
They've had a hard time utilizing that.
Well, they've been heavy on Rawls, and they're not really finding Joseph off of passes. We've seen a couple. We saw that mishandled jet sweep, and maybe that scared away some of the coaches.
Yeah, you know, you don't want to go away from your bread and butter, though.
I'm with you. I'm with you. And you got to take chances.
Yes, that's it. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. You know, again, you're winless on the season. Might as well take some chances. Might as well, you know, roll the dice, as they say.
I mean, like a trick play, Nick. I mean, something that's out of the ordinary. I mean, you're not overpowering the other team, so maybe tricking them.
Well, I mean, you see Ka out there once again, so again, expecting some sort of a throw. So maybe they are trying to open things up a little bit. That said, not a single player open downfield, and hardly any blocking up front for Ka. He gets brought down by those two Eagles. That play was over before it started.
Yeah, that's tough on the quarterback there. He really had. You want to think the quarterback will see these defenders coming at him and throw the ball away, just over the head of someone, but smart not to turn the ball over them.
Yep. Again, he protected that ball very well, especially on his way down. So he did the professional smart play. You know, take your medicine, lose those 12 yards, and you know, live to fight another day, because you never know what could happen here. On 2nd and 22. Ka ready for the snap, gets it, couple steps back. Outside toss to his halfback, makes a couple of men miss. And
couple, maybe.
Couple, yeah. Did a nice job delivering that ball to his halfback there.
On those plays, though, Nick, you probably want to try to draw those defenders that are coming up, look downfield more and look them off, kind of like a look-away pass in basketball, where the defenders, they kind of read the eyes of the quarterback, and he just, let him right there.
Well, baby steps. You got to make that pass and deliver it properly, and then you can start working on some other things like that. That, again, designed almost immediately.
Brian been waiting for that, man.
And, there it was. They tried to get the ball to Joseph,
and They did. But unfortunately, the Eagles knew exactly where they were going here.
And you can see, Joseph takes that step back. He just, I wonder if that play was designed that way, or if that was kind of a secondary, like, oh, he's kind of open. Let me just chuck it over there and see what happens. But he threw it in the mix of a lot of Eagles over there. And
that was close.
Yeah.
I mean, to be in pick six.
Well, and beyond that, I mean, if that player isn't behind the line of scrimmage.
Lateral.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Because the last play before that, we had a good view. Very
dangerously close. Exactly. And here we go, 4th and 21. Never say die for the Rats right here, going for it. Eagles all up on the line of scrimmage. Might be doing some jailbreak stuff here. God just launches it over, picked off by the linebacker there for the Eagles. Gets it, runs up the sideline, cuts it back inside, making those offensive linemen make a tackle on that one.
That was Anthony Henry again, right?
Was it? Yes, it was.
Yeah, that was a good job of Henry coming out.
Let's get a good serve on it.
And that was a 500 toss.
Absolutely. Absolutely was. And, just off his back foot. He kind of saw a guy play it, cutting up the middle right there.
Actually, he had a guy. But if a quarterback is thinking about that hit,
sure,
you're going to throw the ball just the way Kai threw the ball.
Yeah.
You got to stand up and throw that ball. You're going to get hit anyway.
You're right. He was under duress, and he threw it like he was under duress. Yeah. He was under duress, and he was leaning back. No stability. Still got a pretty solid arm under it, and the bead was towards a player.
But when you're going backwards and you have none of your momentum on that ball, it's going to float like it did.
So true. Here we see that eagle eye is what I'm going to call that. The eagle eye formation pushes forward. Servon Hinton on that one. 8 or 9 yards on that.
Strong on that, running strong, right? Look at this. We're talking about all kinds of people hit or run after the first hit.
Good job moving forward. Right? Yeah, take him with him.
Come on.
And that secondary hit comes in. He finally gets brought down.
And 12 has some strong legs.
Said it was a minute and 50 seconds.
Yeah, Servon Hinton there, junior.
You said a
Little bit of everybody. A little bit of everybody on this one. Everybody gets some opportunities.
You said a $1.50. That's what you said.
Well, what's this penalty here?
I don't know. I wonder if they were calling. Well, it's going back, whatever it is. Illegal block, possibly?
I don't know. I mean, he took it back almost 15, right?
Yeah, I took it back a ways.
He took it back like it was a personal foul. Maybe it was after the play. I saw a penalty go down there, but these guys, they don't do a great job of signaling the call.
Yeah, I don't think it was a don't think it was a face mask or anything like that.
No.
Well, regardless, 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line. 3:57 left to go here in this fourth quarter. Game of the week on CTN. Yet another handoff to Hinton there, up the middle. Hard time going down. He just keeps moving.
Yeah, Hinton's not a big guy, but he must have something in those legs because he's holding people up.
Well, you just got to think about Huron. You got to think about that River Rat D-line. They have played really strong, but they've been out there so much, especially so much the second half. Those young men have got to be tired.
No. You know how bad that looks.
Wow. It looks like they're going for the strip, too.
Could be. Could be. Yeah, I mean, his momentum had almost stopped, so at that point, yeah, take your shots at that. But great job by Hinton of holding on to things.
Well, and it's good to see that even with the score the way it is, that the Rats are still trying.
Mm-hmm. Of course. You know. Of course. We got 3rd and 15 now, with the clock trotting down near the 3-minute mark. Another handoff up the middle, up the gut.
Hold that ball.
And that one almost got back to the original line of scrimmage. Well, there the Eagles will pull up 4th down. Very patient run there by Hinton. You know, didn't get too far ahead.
Well, you saw a good job there by Henry coming over on the block. That's what you like to see out of a young running back, that he's versatile enough to get down there, block on somebody when you're not, holding that rock.
Coach Sorget's there, holding conference with his quarterback. Wonder if the huddle's going to be waiting for him to come back in.
Yeah, probably he'll take the clock all the way down and call a timeout.
Sure. Again, as the clock ticks down slowly, 2:11 now. And then, as advertised, calls a timeout.
So, Nick, at this juncture in the game, this is where we can start picking out a player of the game.
Not easy. Not easy, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good question. Pipkins had a nice game. Ewing has played especially well.
Big catch.
Yep.
You know, we've seen some good kicks out of the kicker.
That's true. That is true.
A player of the game.
I mean, I'm equal opportunity.
Lafferty hit the one off of the goal
Despite
post
that,
early.
I mean,
So
you can't every
you have
moment
to have
can't
a clean
rule.
scorecard to be CTN player of the game, man.
Something to shoot for a couple of weeks from now, then, for Lafferty.
Let's see. Let's go with. I want to go with Pipkins.
And we got that eagle eye formation here, 4th down and 10. Toss to number 12. Nice wide open spot. Not in the cut, right back up the field, and nobody back there with Eagles. Absolutely. With that River Rat man defense, once again, just completely picked away. Once you get out that 10 yards past the line of scrimmage, I mean, it's just wide open.
Good blocking, too, on the outside. You saw some, I don't know if that was Ewing up on the top side, but it was a great hole, and you'll see the cut.
Yeah, huge hole here. Hinton takes a couple of steps to the outside, waits for it, sees it, and then just right through. Makes his man miss right here.
Not a lot of effort there, though, on that tackle.
Turns on the afterburners once he gets past that, and that is another Skyline Eagle touchdown. As it stands right now, 37-0 Eagles, but our boy Lafferty up there.
Wow.
Up and good.
What?
Steady Eddie.
Yeah,
man.
I know.
He's almost automatic at this point.
Almost
Almost. He's had a solid night. He's had
really
a
has.
solid night.
And it's not just on the kicking of the extra points, of the field goals, but it's these kickoffs as well too. They're tricky to handle.
I was just gonna say that, absolutely. You know, they've done a lot of different looks. It's not just a big boot away with that end over end, so that somebody can get up underneath of it.
And it's kind of like in between. And on a surface, and we've been saying it all night, when it's a little bit crazy like this, the ball can bounce anywhere.
And again, you know, we've shown like he's kicking to a couple of those River Rats that didn't really know what to do with it at that point. So again, picking those players out. Lafferty, a junior.
Wow, how many times do you see a kickoff where you see a quarterback out on the up line?
Wow, no, you're right. There you can see with
got
this,
the bottom of the screen. He's talking to some of the guys on the bench over there.
Yep, hands on his legs down there.
Of course, these guys all play together. And you can see 56 pointing down there towards the scoreboard. These guys play together when they're younger.
Right.
You know, they play on the maize or they play on the blue team. They know each other.
Oh, sure, of course. You know, and you know, once they split up into their high schools, they're still keeping in touch, or they're still looking at the other press clippings.
Oh, and
press
especially with
clippings.
social media nowadays.
Exactly.
I mean, you know, way back in the day when they only had newspapers. My time. You couldn't really talk. You didn't know that. You didn't know the guys on the other squad much. Now these kids, they interact. They play more on the AAU or the travel teams together. So yeah, they definitely know the guys.
Sure.
Still weird to see a quarterback up there.
Wonder if they were possibly expecting. I mean, they couldn't have been expecting an onside kick. Regardless, Rats. Oh, nice takedown there by that Eagle defender. Gets through the blocks. Lines his man up, tackles him right. Tackles him correctly there.
So yeah, it's going to be a running clock until the end, so we're only going to get a couple plays in.
Great call with that 38-0 lead now. And great job to wrap him up. And then you see big hugs down on the sidelines there for all the Eagles, understandably so. And as Kevin mentioned, running clock now, 1:14 to go here in this matchup. This foregone conclusion here right now. Regardless, the Rats are going to go out there and give it everything they got, whether they play 2 more plays, 3 more plays, 4 more plays. You know, they've still got a lot to build on, and they want to stay as strong as humanly possible here. And looks like timeout, though. Timeout, Rats. You see them get in the middle of the huddle again. Again, you know, regardless of only 56 seconds left. Regardless of only 56 seconds left, what they're going to want to do is get over there and exactly draw up the play that they want. Be as precise as possible. Get any takeaway that they possibly can here from this last 56 seconds. You know, and I also love no giving up, no never say die type situation. It's going to be excellent. I think you'll probably see Ka come out there and probably heave a couple of passes. And the Eagles break their huddle coming out. Eagles playing that up-man defense again. Not too many players back. Hardly any players back, in fact. However, the Rats have got 5 wide on this one. We'll see what Ka can pull out on this one. Quick steps forward, and then just gets knocked down by that incoming rusher.
Is that Al with the sack? Can we credit to Al?
Ka, despite having 5 men, I guess that had a little problem with the blocking. And here we see that rush all the way in. Brian Skurlock, I believe, is the one that actually came in there and knocked him down. Hard shoulder hit. And now 30 seconds left to play. 2nd and 14. River Rats stay with some 4 or 5 wideouts out there. Got a big guy out there in the slot. Get him the ball. I want to see him catch it. Kyle there, just a little lofty pass to his coach on the sideline. And as the time will now drop down, that is all zeros there. And at the end of this one, you'll see those players lining up at midfield. That's all she wrote here for the Skyline Eagles and the Huron Riverets. 38-0. Skyline, impressive victory. But stick around, speaking of impressive, Kevin Bryant will be down there with our player of the game.
And welcome back to the CTN Sports Game of the Week. I'm now joined with my player of the game, Devion Pipkins. Had an incredible game. Tell me a little bit about what you guys were talking about at halftime, because you came back out and you scored 35 unanswered points.
Oh, we were really talking about, like, we really got these guys. We got to execute our plays. We got to really do down what we've been practicing to do. So we execute each play and do, like, blow to the whistle blows. So, and we just came out and balled. So.
Well, you guys did a great job in the second half. You got a big game coming up next week. You guys have to win out to get to the playoffs. You think you guys have it in you?
Yes, sir. I think we got the talent, we got the mindset, and we're ready to do it.
And with your leadership, you guys can go a long way. Congratulations again. Our player of the game. I'll send it back up to you, Nick.
Thanks a lot, Kevin. Stay dry down there, brother. First and foremost, got to thank everybody who makes this broadcast possible. Obviously, our intrepid camera people up there. Got Katsumi Nagai, Jason Broniak, and Natalia Tejeda. Audio and replay by Gage Shaughnessy. And our director, Rob the Emperor Cross, makes all of this possible. Thank you, everybody, for tuning into this CTN Game of the Week. Once again, from Riverbank Stadium, Skyline Eagles 38, Huron River at 0. We'll see you next time.